Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am Stephanie, your tarot reader, and today's reading is about the next chapter of your love life. This is regardless of whether you are single or in a connection. I've read all of these piles for both instances and anything in between, of course. We have 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have the amethyst point. Pile 2, we have the selenite heart. Pile 3, we have this rose quartz chunk. Pile 4, we have an agate moon. And pile 5, we have a soapstone owl. So take a few deep breaths, think of you and your person if you have one, and if you don't, think about your heart, your love life, open it up, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the amethyst point, then we have a reading here for you about what is next in love for you. So we're going to start with the cards you chose as well as the oracles to see what the whole theme of the next stage in love for you is, regardless of whether you have a person or not. I'm going to try and read it for both people in relationships and people who are not, so that way everybody gets their fair chance here. And then for those of you who are, somewhere in between, you could just pick the pieces, pick whatever resonates with you the most. So we have number 33, which is a master number. It's actually my master number. I am expanding. Any positive changes or projects you are considering right now will be worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened. So the way I'm being told to read this is that if you're putting effort in a relationship right now into your romantic life, it's going to pay off either with the person you are currently with, or if you're dating right now, I feel like whatever you're doing right now, it's worth doing. Whatever you're doing right now, it is very much worth doing. There is something about things coming to a momentum if there hasn't been any. And then the 2 cards from the Creative Love Oracle. We have reunion. This card stands for reunion with your family and friends. There is a feeling of harmony and celebration. Significant people from your childhood and or past lives could be coming back into your life for a particular reason. So this could be a reunion with either a partner that you haven't seen in a long time, especially for those of you in long distance relationships, or it could be you meeting up with somebody that you haven't seen in a long time. It could be a friend for some of you, even though I know this is like a love reading. I'm seeing like maybe you're reuniting with a friend and they kind of help you on your love journey if you are single, or I don't know, they might just play a key part in this. And for some of you, you might be deciding to give a second chance to somebody here. I don't want to say it's someone from your past because I feel like this isn't an ex. I feel like it's more somebody that maybe you dated short term and maybe they want to try it again. I feel like, or maybe you just gave them one date, but you want to try it again. If I do say past energy, because I rarely tap into ex energy, I have to go out of my way or I have to be asked. But I feel like this person, you already kind of know. And then spirit guides, 1111. Your spirit guides are watching over your current love situation. Pay attention to repeating signs. This card also means that you are protected and it's safe for you to love. Yeah, whatever you're doing right now, pile 1, keep going because you are protected, divinely guided, and everything will pay off. I feel like you're having a lot of fun with this particular season of your love life right now. I feel like most of you will be single, but again, if you are in a current relationship or if you're dating somebody, it's still divinely guided. Like you're still on the right track. Have fun with this is what I'm hearing. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards for my pile 1. So this one is just going to be like overall how you're treating relationships. We have Temptation 13. This card always cracks me up. And what I'm being told is that this card is about options. You may be weighing 2 very particular options here. It could be 2 very different people. And maybe one person seems safer than the other. And one is just kind of a fun fling. Somebody who's really fun to be around. A little bit of a, probably a red flag, but you don't mind because you don't want anything long-term with them. And the other person could be somebody who's a lot safer. So this is for those of you weighing your options. If you are currently in a connection though, I feel like you and your person are trying to decide between 2 different lifestyles. Either you both settle down or do something safe, or maybe, do something that sensible committed couples would do. And then the other option would be to do something wild and crazy because maybe you're still young and you want to have fun, even if you do have each other. I feel like even couples can get like a sort of midlife crisis or a crisis of like feeling that they're not fun anymore together as a couple. So they'll go out of their way to do something more, risky with each other. And this is where like it could even involve their own romantic life. Maybe you both want to go to Vegas and, you know, see what happens or something. Yeah, Vegas is coming through very clearly. I feel like some of you might want to take you know, either a couple's vacation to Vegas or something along those lines. And of course, if you're in an open connection, or if you're polyamorous, I feel like you're going to be having a little bit of everything that you want in this next chapter of your love life. Let's go ahead and get your Spirit of the Animals card, just to see if any animal energy here is going to resonate with you, pile 1. The numbers 1 and 3 could be very important because we have an 11 here, and then we have 33, and then we have 13 here as well. So 1 and 3 are important. We have B, community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. Like I said, right now, if you're single, it's a great time to be single. I feel like you have a lot of options. I feel like you're dating around and having fun, and overall, you're quite literally a little bit of a queen bee or a social butterfly, whichever resonates more. And if you are in a relationship, same thing. I feel like you're reaching out to your group of friends to have a little bit more fun, whatever that kind of fun may be for you. I keep seeing like a vacation that if you're in a connection, if you're in a relationship, I see a vacation that both you and your person want to take. You might be considering going with your friends. Like maybe everybody else is also in like a couple, or maybe you just have a group of friends that really like the both of you and you want to go out to somewhere fun. So for some reason that's coming through strongly. I know that's not for everybody. That's just for those of you who needed confirmation of that. And maybe that could be part of your next chapter of your love life. I feel like that will actually affect the next chapter of your love life. Let's go ahead and get your archetype card. I'm going to draw 2. And one of them is meant to be you. The other one can either be your person if you have one, or just like whoever is going to be an important character in your love life. For my pile 1. So we have the womb. There's a lot of fertile energy coming through, especially with the bee. And if you're in a partnership, that could be one of the things, because this lady is pregnant. So maybe one of the things you're considering is having children, and or having one last, you know, wild adventure before you decide to have children or another child. And then we have the mask. So something is going to be revealed here about either you or your person, because depending on who the womb is or who identifies more with the womb, honestly, I don't think either. You could be either or. I feel like these are just 2 key things coming through here. Back of the deck is Kairos, and this is divine timing or infinite time. So don't worry about timing is what I'm seeing. I feel like some of you might worry about timing. But with the mask in the womb, some things will be revealed about this partnership, or about your love life, or even about the people around you. The womb, I am seeing it as like a pregnancy or as something being created here, but it may not necessarily be you. It could also be the people around you. Maybe you're trying to celebrate a friend's pregnancy, or maybe somebody close to you is having a child and you're kind of taking it personally because, well, one, you're excited for them. You're happy that you're going to be an auntie or uncle to, you know, a new child being born within your circle or family. This could also be family, by the way. It could be your siblings. And 2, I feel like watching this is going to reveal a side of you that you weren't noticing. And that could be both good and or bad. Like maybe you didn't realize you wanted kids until you started seeing your siblings have kids, and like how that's affecting you. Or maybe your friends all have children and you don't. This particular pregnancy or creation or whatever it is going to make you feel some type of way. If it's not an actual pregnancy, it could be them starting a business or starting a life of their own. I feel like it's going to make you feel some type of way because, and I have seen this happen sometimes when like everybody in the friendship circle has a partner or is settling down and you're the only one to not do this, it makes you feel some type of way. Like you feel that you should also have a person, but you also don't want to do it if it doesn't feel genuine or something like that. I feel like it all depends. Regardless, something is coming to the light here. Some particular shadow of this mask is coming to the light, and I feel like you're going to have to deal with this most likely on your own. You may even feel like you can't really speak to the people close to you about this because you kind of feel a little bit ashamed that you even feel this way. Timing could be important here as well. For example, if all of your friends are already having children and you're at that age where you feel you should. That's just an example. Same thing with people getting married. Maybe everybody is finally settling down and you're like the last person to settle down and you feel like it's not even your time yet. It all depends what it is. I just feel like you want to be closer to the friend group because you feel you're the last to do something. Same thing if you have a partner, like maybe maybe you two are discussing this, like you notice that all your friends are getting married, having kids, and you two are the only ones who still want to, have fun, be young, just, you love each other, but you don't want to settle down just yet. So take this how it resonates. Like I said, it all depends where you are, but I am seeing you comparing yourself to other people and kind of questioning your place within the community, questioning your place among your friends, or even just questioning your life in terms of how it's going in general. And the only reason I bring up children is because of this being a romantic reading. And what else is coming through? Just the idea of creating something in general. It could also have something to do with career, by the way, especially if everybody around you has their own businesses. It could be about creating a life, if not life itself. Let's go ahead and get your sacred self-care. No, we're not doing this one. We're doing the Prism Oracle. Well, I guess we'll do the sacred self-care. Now that it's here, I don't want to leave her out. Oh, jeez. Sometimes I'm more considerate of the feelings of my decks than I am of people. You can ask anyone around me. Okay, so we have rest. I'm being told to get another one. And death. Why am I hearing I'll sleep when I'm dead? I'm hearing that. So it's like you're choosing, for some of you, if you were to settle down, it would feel like a death. But of course, you got to remember, in tarot, death is not that. It is a reincarnation. It is a rebirth. It is the start of something new. Yes, an old chapter comes to an end, but then you start something new. There, like the idea of something ending is really an illusion, because every ending is a beginning of something else here. Yeah, back of the deck reflection. I feel like I needed this because I feel like a lot of you are self-reflecting right now, considering that you're comparing yourselves to a lot of the people around you, but also maybe your spirit guides have been coming through and they've been nudging you in certain ways, which is very interesting. And I feel like your spirit guides may be hinting at you to do certain things. My spirit guides have a sense of humor, like particularly today. And it's interesting that I say this as I'm recording, because I have a spirit guide that is very funny. Like they'll point out all the little ironic things, the silly things, and they'll make, like, I have a spirit guide that likes to point out the silly things in me. And I can't help but laugh by myself sometimes. It's that kind of energy. And then I have another spirit guide. People's higher selves can be your spirit guides, by the way. Like if you have a friend, their higher self can be your spirit guide. I say this because I feel like the people I know, sometimes their spirit guides come to me. I know definitely my grandmother is one. Your grandparents usually tend to be some of the first that you have, especially if they were spiritual or if they were very close to you growing up. But definitely my grandparents are some of them. And regardless of whether they are, alive or deceased, their higher selves can be spirit guides. So I feel like your person, if you are in a connection with somebody, maybe you and your person have such a strong spiritual bond that your person's higher self will be a little bit of a spirit guide to you. Take that only if it resonates. I'm not sure where I was going with that, but I guess because the card spirit guides was here. But let's go ahead and get your card for self-care. We have alone time. So regardless of whether you have a person or not, I feel like you're going to decide to spend time alone. And I was just talking about ancestors. Back of the deck, connect with your ancestors. So maybe some of you are wanting to ask your ancestors for guidance. Like I said, I was talking about grandparents, but it doesn't have to be that. If you have a parent who has passed away, you could ask them. I'm seeing that for some of you. Let me put this card down. I just need a sensor. She's naked out on this beach. But I feel like some of you are going to choose to be alone. I'm not saying that you're going to decide to separate. I feel like you're going to use your alone time to decide exactly what it is that you want going forward within a relationship, or within something that is going to affect a relationship, or you and your person. Because there's something here about self-reflecting. It's like you've met up with people. You're deciding you want to choose between one thing or another, and now you're having all sorts of feelings because of this. Or maybe you're watching somebody choose between one thing or another, and that's making you feel a completely different type of way. The mask is falling, and you won't be able to hide this for very long. The people closest to you will be able to determine this, though. They'll be able to see right through it. They'll be able to understand. And maybe because you don't want to talk to the people around you about this, you're going to instead invoke the advice of your spirit guides and or your ancestors. Your ancestors can be your spirit guides. I know my spirit guides sometimes talk in like a weird way as well. Like they'll have a very... I know when they're talking because my vocabulary will change, and they'll start saying all these very long words that I typically don't say. For example, like when I channel right now, I decide to choose a very simple kind of English. One, because I know not everybody who watches YouTube speaks English fluently. Sometimes they come here to learn English. And two, because I want to be able to communicate in such a way that doesn't alienate a lot of people. Like, I don't want to sound so... what's the word? I don't want to sound inaccessible to people. I want everybody to be able to understand me, if that makes any sense. That's why I speak this way, because how I speak in real life is a little bit more, I don't know, it's different. I don't know how to describe it, but it's different. But anyway, if this sounds like you and your person, if this sounds like a stage in your life that you are currently in, romantically, or even for this, it's really about life choices, believe it or not, especially if you're single. If this sounds like something you are currently dealing with, then let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion, because there's a lot, like this got deep really quick. And I feel like you didn't realize that certain things were going to pop up. Maybe right now you're dealing with those particular feelings of like choosing one path or another. And for a lot of you, it's going to either involve your partner, your person, or it's going to just involve your love life. Like it's going to change the way you go about handling your love life if you are just casually dating right now. But yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, you'll either already have a person, or you're happy not having a person, but you're okay dating. Because I'm not getting a sense of urgency here, nor am I getting a sense of loneliness. I feel like for a lot of you, you actually enjoy being alone, hence why the alone time card came up. So for tarot, we're using the Shadowscapes Tarot. She's my favorite. This is my first tarot deck ever. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to see what's next for you on a physical, outer kind of way. The next is going to be emotional or inner. It could be mental as well. And the third one is going to be any person that either you are currently with or that is going to come in. It could also be friends for this one, because I was getting a big sense of community of the people around you in this particular pile. It's kind of weird that this is like a love reading, but this pile kind of wants to remain just slightly platonic. So maybe that's something you have to look within yourself, pile one. Maybe, especially if you're single, like maybe you're just not caring so much for relationships, even though you are here, which is okay. I still appreciate the click on my video. So let's start with what is up next for you on the outside, and I'm going to get a few cards for this section. We have 8 of Swords, we have the 10 of Swords, King of Wands. Okay, so a lot of you are going to go through a bit of a glow up. You might go through a bit of a, what's the word, a makeover, because you're just not feeling great. Usually I would see the Queen of Pentacles here, but the Queen of Wands, usually I would see the Queen of Wands here, but the King of Wands came through, letting me know that you want total control over how you look, over how things go, over who you date, when you date. I feel like you really are when it comes to love, you're very fiery. You could have Venus in a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So I feel like you're used to calling the shots. You're going to come off as very dominant to people, but I feel like people are going to like that. But I feel like this is kind of because you're done putting up with things that you feel you can't control, if that makes any sense. People are going to sense a little bit of either frustration within you as well. Not so much that they would say anything about it, because I feel like the King of Wands is really great at being charismatic. They're great at hiding things that would otherwise be questionable, or be able to at least express why they are being this way. I'm going to get a 4th card. I was only going to get 3, but I'm being told to get a fourth card to clarify this energy. You have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, I feel like some of you are just taking the lead when it comes to relationships. Another way to see this is that you're allowing, you might be tired of people approaching you, if that makes any sense, because I keep trying to make this seem like you're going to be the one receiving. No, I feel like you're going after what you want now, and you don't care what the social media has to say about you being the one to just wait for somebody to make up their mind or wait for them to come to you, etc., etc. I feel like you can't really be that way, Pile 1. That's just not a natural thing that comes to you. You like to have some sort of control. Not only that, but you may be typically drawn to people who are very either introverted or shy. So you know they're never going to approach you. You know that, or I won't say never, you know that they're not likely to approach you. So you're more likely to be the one that is dominant in this, in your love life. If you already have a partner, same thing. I feel like you're just going to go ahead and keep making the decisions here. Another way I'm seeing this though, if you are in a connection, is your person is going to learn how to appreciate all the effort you put into this. I feel like they might want to step up, but you might tell them that they don't have to. So instead, they're going to go about learning to appreciate everything that you do for a relationship, if that makes sense. I feel like they're learning, they're seeing, because if we were to put your person in the King of Wands energy without taking away your own power and control here, they're going to learn to, I feel like they already do appreciate, or I think they're just going to express it more so that they don't see you in this, they don't like to see you struggle. So they're going to start small, depending on how long you've known this person. So let's go ahead and see what's going on internally. But yeah, there's a glow up for you here. Specifically a romantic one, specifically to start looking attractive to whatever people you are attracted to. So for my pile 1, let's get your inner and emotional cards. We have the World, but see, you're happy. You are fine how you are. You are fine. We have the Four of Cups. Like every now and then you think back to things and how maybe you could have handled them better. But I feel like the World in an emotional placement here is somebody who is very content with their life. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you're happy. In fact, the Wheel of Fortune and the World kind of mirror each other here. And we have the Five of Pentacles. And maybe you go back and forth between feeling happy and not happy, fine and not fine. But I feel like you bounce back because the World and the Wheel of Fortune, happy cards as they are stronger than the minor arcana. So yeah, every now and then you'll get in a feeling of, am I doing things right? Are things going well? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing enough for the situation? And I feel like you are. I just feel like you've been in an energy previously where you were so used to either feeling like you messed up or feeling like you weren't enough. But whenever you put yourself in that energy of knowing that you are enough and that you are very much worthy, those feelings are stronger. It's kind of like in that movie Monsters Incorporated, where the monsters thinks that screams is what powers their little town, their city. But then they find out that laughter is actually better and 10 times stronger. Positive vibes, positive energy, positive emotions are always going to be stronger and so much more uplifting. They're going to be stronger than anything negative. And I feel like people don't like to believe that, especially when they are going through something. But it's true. Happier emotions are lighter and they really do fill you up a lot faster and they don't drain you as much. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with feeling down every now and then. After all, we are human and things happen. But I feel like you're learning to understand that the power of your joy is a lot more, it's heavier, well, not heavier, it's stronger than the power of your sadness. So I feel like you're going to lean into your joy a lot more, or at least you're understanding this. And this is regardless of whether you are in a relationship or not. I feel like this is all about you. Let's go ahead and see what your person, if you have one, what's going on with them. We have Judgment. We have the Queen of Cups. Oh, this is lovely. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Your person is putting in a lot of effort, whoever they are. Queen of Pentacles. And did I not mention her? Did I not mention her earlier? I'm taking these queens to see to mean that this is how they see you, but also what they would like to be. Because Queen, if you were to take Queen energy, it's very much supportive of the King energy here. And I feel like your person wants to be there for you both emotionally and practically and or financially, depending on the situation. If you already have a partner, this would make sense. They're already there for you. You're already very much seeing eye to eye on a lot of things, and you're already, I'm hearing living with each other, or moving in. Not moving in. You may not actually be living together. I'm hearing living with each other. It's like learning to live with each other in each other's lives. So especially if your connection is very new, you're learning how to balance out each other in your lives, if that makes any sense. So that means, making time for dates, making time to check in with each other every day and have communication, and to even support each other. Eight of Pentacles lets me know that your partner is very willing to work on things here. Like they're very much willing to put in the effort to make something happen. And Judgment, I feel like if there hasn't been commitment, or if there hasn't been like a big decision made yet, I feel like your person will. If you are currently dating, there might be somebody out there who really wants to be something for you, because I see them putting in a lot of effort. I feel like you're actually going to be a little bit spoiled, because I'm seeing a lot of 9 of Pentacles, but it's an 8 of Pentacles. So this is like the step right before you become like, absolutely cherished, spoiled, and I feel like you're already being worshipped, really, because the Queen of Cups is somebody who is very emotional, somebody who, it's nurturing energy, mothering energy as well. Like this person would love nothing more than to like be able to live with you, is what I'm hearing, especially with the Queen of Pentacles as well, because they see you as very stable, very structured, or at the very least very no nonsense. And then Judgment, yeah, somebody has made up their mind about you and they truly love this. But I feel like you yourself, pile 1, I'm not saying that you don't care about this. I feel like you do appreciate it. I feel like you're actually more focused on yourself right now, at least when it comes to how you feel and internally. And even on the outside, you're focusing on like, on really feeling good on the outside as well, because you know that sometimes you can come off a little rough to people, even though you want to attract them or want to come off as attractive. So I actually kind of like this. It's very realistic. Like on the inside, you are feeling fine. So there's going to be a ripple wave of effect to the outside, like both how people respond to you and how you are going to be perceived. But I feel like it took you some time to come to this peace of mind, or peace of this feeling of self-acceptance within your heart. There's still some ways to go, because I feel like some days are better than others, but overall it's a pretty amazing energy. Yeah, pretty amazing. And whoever this person coming in is, they truly see you as everything that they could ever want, and and most importantly, they're going to put in the work. I love seeing the 8 of Pentacles here. I absolutely love it, because that means that they're not just going to be promising you things and then not keeping their word. Pentacles energy, earth energy, is very much it's an energy of keeping their word, of making sure that they put their money where their mouth is, because they don't like to just say something. They prefer to do and have physical proof of them doing this. So yeah, I love this. I didn't check back at the deck. Oh, we have Strength. I keep talking about how positive energy is very strong. But I'm also seeing this card as, of course, the classic example of taming your demons, taming that voice within you that tells you you don't deserve something, or taming that feeling that you don't deserve anything here. I feel like you really are overcoming your own demons here, pile 1. And I know a lot of this doesn't really, well, it may or may not have anything to do with the oracles, because in the oracles we were talking about the community, but here I'm seeing you more being content with whatever it is that you have. Because if you had wanted, for example, to start your own thing, we would have had the Empress here, but she's not here, letting me know that you are still very much doing you, but you're also taking into account that you may want other things in the future as well. So overall, I am loving this energy. I am absolutely loving this. But yeah, that's what's next for you in love, is a feeling of fulfillment, a feeling of joy, because joy is going to outweigh all the negativity in your life. Well, that sounds a little bit like toxic positivity. You know that joy is going to be a lot more, it's going to take you further than any negative emotion you may feel. And it's going to be a lot more long lasting. And whoever's coming in, or your person that you may currently have, they're going to definitely appreciate you for everything that you are, and try and help you out here. But let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice. It's interesting that I wasn't getting a strong feeling of somebody else. I feel like you are very healthily your own person within your connection, if you are in one. And if you're not, again, you're very much focusing on you, because you know that the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one you will ever have. So we're going to close off with some channeled messages from the Cupid Says Oracle cards. And this could be from your person or from your higher self in regards to relationships and the next chapter of your love life here. So for my pile 1, we have Not If I Can Help It. We have Let's Make Magic Happen. I support your decision no matter what. Yeah, somebody here is very supportive of whatever it is that you want to do. This could be your person. This could be a friend as well regarding a relationship or regarding a romantic decision you have to make. But I feel like mostly it's your person. With Let's Make Magic Happen, I feel like you and your person, like I said, there's something about a spiritual connection. If you currently have somebody, or this could be the next person that comes in, there's going to be something important about your spiritual connection that I feel you either insist on having within a relationship. Like you won't have a relationship with anybody unless there's some spiritual aspect to it, is what I'm feeling for this pile. If not that, then they at the very least have to really respect your spirituality here. In fact, you and your person could be each other's spirit guides in some sense. But yeah, somebody here, they're going to be able to help you out, or not if I can help it, meaning that like they're going to help you out at any cost. We have Let's Go on an Adventure. Like I said, some of you are deciding between an adventure or playing it safe. And I feel like a lot of you are going to choose the adventure. In fact, with Let's Make Magic Happen, I'm thinking a little bit about Disney World. So maybe that's one of your travel plans. We have No More Secrets. Yeah, I feel like I said earlier, that mask is falling off. You're not going to be able to hide something here. So you're going to spill some secret to somebody that you needed to tell, perhaps. There's a little bit of indecision here. There's a little bit of not sure with what to do. I'm trying to... these all have like a particular way that they're supposed to go. Rise and Rise Again. I like this. Like I said, I feel like not every day is going to be easy for you when it comes to like your romantic confidence, especially for those of you who are single. But you choose to be in the light every day, and I feel like that's really going to help you out in the long run. This could be a great exercise in confidence as well. And yeah, I feel like you have a lot of support from the people around you. There's going to be some amazing adventures, some magical things that happen, if you will. I feel like you're going to see some incredible sights or experience some incredible things that could only be summed up to destiny, or could be summed up to like just being very lucky. But I don't know. I don't want to call it lucky. I just want to feel that the spirit and universe wants to let you know how much they love you here. But just make sure to be very honest with the people around you. But this is where I leave you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 2. If you chose the Selenite Heart, then we have a reading here for you about the next chapter of your love life. We're going to see what is about to go on in your romantic life, whether you are single or in a connection. I will read for both sides, so if you can take either one, or maybe even bits and pieces from each one, especially if you're somewhere in between. So I have a song being channeled for you. It's Mon Laferte. It's in Spanish, Tu falta de querer, and it means your lack of love, your lack of loving, essentially. So I don't know if some of you are going through a phase where you feel there's a little bit of a lack of love, or where you just don't feel like you're getting something from somebody, or maybe somebody left you and you just don't. I get a little bit of ghosting, and I get a little bit of somebody holding back. So depending on which one is resonating more. Let's go ahead and look at the cards though. The cards you chose are 28. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. I am a leader. So right now you could be focusing on career or things where you take the lead, Pile 2, because that's what I was getting from this. Bringing people together, of course, lets me think of maybe you could also be somebody who brings friends together. Maybe you even play wingman, wingwoman to some of your friends. Maybe you bring them together in a romantic sense. But regardless, I feel like your leadership qualities are being called into play here. We also have message. You got one new message. You are soon going to receive a message from someone special. This card also says that clear communication is needed. check your message folders, especially if you've been ghosted. Make sure that Mercury retrograde is not at play here and it went to spam or something like that, because that's happened where I'm getting messages from somebody but I won't get a notification. So make sure it's not just a technical error that is going on here. Another way to see this is that you could be receiving a message from somebody unexpected, especially if you're single. If you're in a relationship, I feel like this may not be your pile unless, again, you know you're going through something with your person right now where you are currently on like either a break, or maybe you're just not speaking to each other, or maybe you're just mad and it's been a few days. I was told to look at the bottom of the deck for this particular pile, because I shuffle these before I start filming. So we have patience. Letting go of desperation is important now. Love will not pass you by and everything is in divine timing. This card also indicates a time of non-action and stillness in a relationship. Yeah, especially if you are watching during a particular retrograde. I'm filming this as we're about to go into a retrograde. So I feel like this is why it's being brought up. Have patience with your person. Specifically Mercury and Venus retrogrades. Those to me are the biggest ones. Not so much everything else. Like Mars retrograde, we can handle. What else? I'm thinking of other retrogrades, but honestly, those are they don't impact you unless it's like directly on a Venus sign or a moon sign. But if it's a Mercury or Venus retrograde, have patience and make allowances for mess ups in a relationship. Maybe not the big ones, but definitely do allow your person, give them some grace. Give them some grace here. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of your cards pile too, to see what is going on. Yeah, I feel like this could be a connection where there's like a bit of a no contact situation, or maybe you just have to be very patient with where your person is at. We have Truth 22. That's funny because in the song I was just channeling, the chorus goes, come and tell me the truth. So something about either a secret or something that needs to be brought to light is coming through here. 22, some of you could be Lifepath 22, or or just the number 22 could be important. This is also Moon in Aquarius. I love Moon in Aquarius energy. I've probably dated more Moon in Aquarius than any other moon sign. They're very honest and they also don't hold on to grudges. This would be the kind of connection, if you are in a connection, where you two don't get mad at each other very easily, or if you do, you handle your situation very differently. But I feel like in this particular, the beginning of this next chapter, because it's just the beginning of this, you're handling things very differently. Maybe you are deciding to get mad like regular couples do, or maybe this is just something that you're both so passionate about that you can't help but be guided toward anger in this case, or in whichever way you both view anger here. Because it's odd, I almost said Mars retrograde. I'm not sure when that is, and I don't feel like I keep track of it enough, so maybe it is a Mars retrograde and that would have something to do with anger here. Again, take this astrologically only if it resonates. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. So have patience, the truth will come out. We have balance. We have fear. Let's go to the third one because we're balancing two things here. What are we balancing with the fear? Success. Somebody's afraid that this is not going to be successful, but I feel like if it's the relationship itself, let's face it, no relationship is ever 100% successful. What makes a relationship successful is the effort you put into it and the willingness of both parties to come to an understanding that neither will ever be perfect, that the situation will never be perfect. Another way of seeing this is that somebody here really fears not being able to live up to somebody's expectations, which is fair depending on who has the higher expectations here. But there's a truth that is going to come to light. It could be this. I just feel like the communication is all over the place, and that's really what is preventing this connection from really beginning the next chapter. It's kind of like you're stuck between one chapter and the next. Let's go ahead and get your spirit animal cards from my pile 2. We have Raccoon Inventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You may have many roles and can juggle them well. So what I'm hearing is if you have the choice between telling the truth and maybe leaving out certain details, just tell the whole truth. Or if you would rather, like, I feel like somebody here has a hard time expressing something, and instead they want to say white lies, or instead they want to make it out to be something else so that somebody's feelings don't get hurt. And I'm being told not to do that. Just be very honest, even if it hurts. Be honest, even if it hurts. Another way to see the raccoon is that this could be a particular situation. And it's interesting because I don't know why I associate raccoons with Aquarius. To me, they're a very Aquarian animal. I'm not sure why. Maybe because they're so down to earth, but at the same time very quirky. I don't know. Maybe that's why. But I'm associating it with just being very unique, or just very different. This connection is very different from all the others, and I feel like this is why it's kind of like it wants to be a next chapter, but it's staying where it is right now. It's kind of like, because I'm trying to read what's coming up next for you in love, and so far what I'm getting is that you don't know where this is going because you're not speaking to somebody, or there's been a glitch in the communication, or somebody has decided to not make a decision out of fear, and instead choosing success over the fear, or having to balance these two expectations here. And patience is being called into question. Like, I feel like some of you don't want to have patience. I kind of get it. But let's get more cards to clarify this. I chose a lot of decks for this particular reading. Not sure why. But let's get a self-care card for my pile too. We have use your hands. Which is funny. In French, raccoon is called raton laveur, which means a washing rat. So I feel like quite literally you might be having to use your hands for something here. I'm hearing getting your hands dirty. What do you mean by that? I'm hearing you're going to have to do a little snooping around to get information on somebody. Maybe there's some gossip involved. Maybe that's why the truth and this raccoon is coming through, as well as the fear of finding out the truth. We also have dance, so dancing could be important. Maybe you dance with your person. Connect with fire. Somebody here is burning candles or using fire magic. That's fair. I like to use candles a lot, mostly to channel and to set the mood. I don't really use it for any other type of magic, and for the scent as well. Let's go ahead and get your archetype cards. I'm going to get 2. And they can represent you and your person. If you don't have a person, again, I feel like you could just be very patient about what the situation is. Or I feel like you're trying to get to know somebody. I feel like this is what this is. And there's like this fear, like you're balancing out what dating is for you right now. Like, are you fearful of it? Are you wanting success? What it is that you want? But mostly, if you are currently single, going out to dance might actually benefit you a lot. I feel like this will really help you get in a more confident space, especially within your body, or just dance to work out. Some people just dance to work out. And with use your hands, if you are doing something hands-on, again, I feel like it will help with the nerves. I feel like both of these have something to do with nerves here. Like, so you won't be so anxious when you go out on dates. It would help to have an activity that you and your person do so that you can focus on something else and not feel so nervous. Same thing with those of you in a relationship or something in between. I feel like being in your body would help right now, to focus on the now, to focus on what's going on. But we have the village. Oh yeah, so there's definitely some gossip involved right now. Whenever I see the village, there's other people involved. And the shapeshifter. Somebody is not, well, I don't want to say that they're not who they seem. It just could be that they play many things to many people, and to certain people they're a certain way, and to other people they're another way. So I feel like this is a situation where you have to trust a combination of your intuition and what your person tells you, because especially if this person is in a large group of in a large circle of friends, or if they have many groups that they associate with, or even if they are just prominent within their town or city, I feel like a lot of people will have a lot of opinions about them, and every single person sees your person very differently. There's definitely a getting to know somebody here. Even if you are in a relationship, I feel like this could be a situation where you are finding out new things about your person that you hadn't realized. So we're getting to know new things about our person here, and we realize that they are somebody entirely different to other people, and it may surprise you how different people see them. Like, to their friends, they might be a little bit of a player or something, maybe because their friends have seen them go through people, but your person is actually not like that, or at least they choose not to be that way. And that's just an example. I'm not saying that's what the case is. It could be that they have a particular friend, and maybe with that friend they act a certain way, but with you they don't. Or maybe even running into their exes. I feel like you may, well, one, I would never trust an ex. I would never trust an ex in general about a person here. At least, I guess it depends. Maybe you're meeting like a baby parent here, like their baby mama, baby daddy, and they're also trying to say something. I feel like we're dealing with gossip as well, and maybe not hearing from your person is driving you crazy. So that's just a side note. I feel like we are going to have to deal with their overall, their reputation, if you will, because I feel like they have several reputations. And I don't think it's fair, because yes, you want to know what the truth is about your person, but I feel like you also have to give them a chance to be what it is exactly that they want to be to you before you take on everybody else's opinions and views and perspectives on your person. After all, if you were to ask your person's parents what kind of person your person is, I'm sure you would take that only as much as you could, because parents will never really truly know us. And not only that, but how our parents see us and how we are as partners are going to be two very different things. So that's just something to take into consideration. Or even their siblings. Siblings will view their siblings very differently, in a very humbling way most of the time. So it's like if you were to ask them how your person was, or what they think of them, I don't think it's very fair. I'm not sure if you can hear the tires screeching in the back pile too. If so, I am sorry. I don't know who's doing, what do you call them? Who's doing donuts in the middle of the night on a Thursday. But anyway, you're going to be hearing some interesting things, that's for sure. You're going to be hearing interesting things. With Connect with Fire, there could be a bonfire that you go to, or some sort of gathering. And underneath that, we have Soak in the Bath. So we have very opposing elements here, fire and water. And these might be the things that you hear, because we also have fear and success. And even though they're not exactly opposite, they're very different vibration feelings here. So it's like you're having to balance two very different viewpoints on people you are getting to know romantically, or even your current partner here. And I feel like there's a need for patience, a need for them to explain themselves, a need for them to come clean to you, to see how they come to you, and to definitely be in your body to let the nerves out. I feel like some of you, again, you're focusing on being a leader. You're focusing on your career and maybe even other hobbies, just to distract you from what might be going on, or even to, not saying that distracting yourself is a bad thing. You do have a life outside of your romantic life, but you might also be using it to escape a certain situation. So just take that as it resonates. But if this sounds like something that could be happening with you and or your people, your person, whoever it is that you are pursuing romantically, then let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion, because honestly, I'm very, my curiosity is piqued and I want to know what it is that is going on here. Of course, the tarot may or may not have anything to do with the oracles. I got that in the last reading, but it was still, it was still similar. It was still in the same vein. So for my pile 2, I want to thank you for clicking on this reading and allowing me to give you some advice. It's always nice to have you here. So we're going to do the tarot portion in 3 different sections. The first section is going to be what's going to be coming up next for you on the outside. So whether that's physically, visually, depending on the situation. The second section is going to be internal, so mentally and emotionally, what's coming next for you in romance. And then the third one is going to be either your person, if you have one, and or who may be coming in. It could also be other people that are involved as well. So for my pile 2, what's going to come up next for you physically? We have Page of Swords, definitely the curiosity. We have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're very much in this leadership role. With the King of Wands and Pentacles, they're both very much kings that are in control of whatever they're doing. The King of Pentacles more so on a physical and on a monetary stance, and the King of Wands in a more energetic, fiery stance, depending on what's going on. But both very much in control, both leaders, both have a final say in whatever it is that they do. So you're coming off as very powerful and strength. There we go. You're also coming off as very strong. I feel like even though you're very curious and maybe even a little nervous on the inside, mostly you're going to come off as somebody of power, somebody that people can really trust in. This is why I feel like you're really focusing on your career right now and becoming some sort of leader, especially if you are in charge of something. It could also just be that you are taking the lead in relationships, like you're no longer sitting around and waiting for something. You're going to go out of your way to question people about what is going on here, especially if there's like outside parties involved. Because it's not a third party, it's like what everybody else is saying about your person. You could also be defending your person's reputation in this case. Let's go ahead and see what's going on internally. Okay, so we have Temperance. You're trying to balance things out. Like, you want to give this some energy, but at the same time, I don't think you can, or I don't think you will, because even though you do care about your relationship, you're not going to give it your all. Like, you still have other stuff to take care of. Like, you don't have all that time to be wondering around about this. Like, yes, you will ask questions, but you're not going to spend your whole day doing a little investigating about your person. You're just going to ask the questions when they come up or when it's convenient. We also have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. You may rely on close friends to help you out with this as well. We have the Ten of Pentacles. You're really focused on money. Maybe this entire thing surrounds money and your person's dealings with finances. And Knight of Swords. But you're a lot more curious than you let yourself show pile 2. Very interesting. Because we have the Page of Swords for the outside, how people are viewing you, how you are on the outside. But on the inside, we have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is a lot more aggressive than the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is curious. The Knight of Swords is actively looking for questions, Googling and looking all this stuff. But at the same time, like I said, you are pulling that back because it's like, I'm only going to put as much effort into this as I can because I have other stuff to do. This would be like, maybe this is why you're asking people to help you out. You might have that one friend who knows how to Google anybody and everybody. Like, they can find out everything about them within a few minutes. Like that one friend who should really work for the CIA because their search skills are just ridiculous. You might ask one of those friends to help you out with this because, yeah, you are... You're outsourcing your curiosity to somebody that you can trust for sure. Because you've got other stuff to take care of. You've got other matters at hand. Let's go ahead and see your either the person you are curious about. And I feel like this is regardless of whether you're single or in a connection. You're wondering what's going on with your person. We have the Queen of Cups. This is somebody you truly trust. Somebody that you have a very emotional bond with. Or that you feel very comfortable with. This is somebody you hope to start something with, or maybe somebody that you have started a business with. If not business, then I do take the Ace of Pentacles to be the pregnancy card sometimes because it's a seed. So maybe this is a baby mama, baby daddy situation, or they're somehow involved. We also have the Fool and the Ten of Wands. It seems like your person is making or appearing like they have a lot of... They're coming off quite literally as a fool, or maybe like they don't care. But the thing is that they have a lot going on. I'm going to clarify the Ten of Wands. I'm being told to look at the back of the deck. We have the Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. Okay, now let's clarify that. It's almost like they're, whatever is going on with them, it's piled on so much. So it could be debt that has been piled up on top of them. And if this is something where you're still connected to them somehow, for example, if they are a baby parent, maybe they won't be able to pay you because they've collected so much debt that they can't. I'm not sure if that's how that works, especially where you live. Correct me if I am wrong, but I know that finances can be tricky when it comes to child support. You also have the Hanged Man. So your person is definitely a very different person around you. I feel like they've changed their ways, but their past is coming back to haunt them. Their past is coming back to haunt them somehow, and I feel like you're hearing about it, or maybe the people you are asking about your person are actually giving you a past version of them. Like the person they knew is not the same person that you knew, and I kept getting that they're very different with you. And that's not to say that they're two-faced or that they're being fake. It's just that they have been different things to different people, and in their past they were very different, and I feel like some parts of that have come back to catch up to them. Like I said, if there's baby parents involved, your person's baby parent are definitely going to see them very different than you do. So take that with a grain of salt, or take that how it is and make your own conclusion from there. But I do see that your person has turned a new leaf with the Hangman, with the Fool. They're trying, but they're trying very optimistically, and maybe they don't even know where to go, but they kind of don't really want to involve you because all these cards are facing that way. The Fool and the Queen are both facing this way. And I feel like you have both agreed to like work on these things on your own, to work on these things by yourselves, but you can't help but wonder if this is going to affect the connection going forward. So the next chapter of your love life is wondering whether your person can fit in this or not, or whether they're going to be able to be part of this, or if it's something you're going to have to get involved with. Because I don't really see your person wanting you to take this on, whatever it is. So romantically, you're gonna have to separate a very particular aspect of your person from yourself, because this actually has nothing to do with you. This has something to do with a previous connection, a previous debt. And this isn't very romantic, I know. You probably came here for something a lot more romantic, but like the oracle said, you have to have patience, and this will be a very communicative time between you and your person. I do want to do 3 more cards for you, pile 2, just because I feel like you deserve to know what the outcome of this will be. I didn't do this for pile 1. Pile 1 had a completely different situation. So we have the Death card, we have the Rebirth, we have the Phoenix. I'm glad I chose this deck because I do love the Phoenix card here. Letting me know that your person is turning around, but also this connection is going to go through a bit of a rebirth. It could come to an end for some of you if you decide, especially for those of you who are just now getting to know this person, you could decide that this is a bit much for you and you don't want anything to do with that, or you might give it a try at some point later if they get their stuff together. I feel like it might come to an end for you if you know it comes to an end here, but for a lot of you, this is going to be a new way of seeing this connection. It's going to be a rebirth. Let's get another card. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is luck. I do see luck turning around for your person, but also for you. You yourself could be a bit of a good luck to your person. And then the High Priestess. Like I said, listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. If you're somebody who is able to give intuitive advice to somebody, I feel like you should definitely give it to your person, but then leave it at that. Like, don't take it personally if they don't listen to you. I feel like that could be just an indication of where this connection will go from there. Or how much your person trusts you. This could just be a new test. Yeah, the Tower. It might happen unexpectedly. I feel like there's anxiousness here, and there's nerves. So definitely get back into your body. Focus on yourself. Focus on your career. Take back control of everything. I'm getting that you're very strongly showing that on the outside, and on the inside you're doing very similarly. You might Page of Wands. Do something creative, and underneath that, the Emperor. Take back control of stuff. Like pile 2, don't worry about your person. Don't worry about the next phase of your romantic life, because I feel like you were meant to focus on you. In fact, look how a lot of this particular reading has ended up being about somebody else, when really it should be about you. But if you needed to know this about your person, then you know it. They definitely do like you. They definitely do have feelings for you here with the Queen of Cups, but it might not be the time because they've got other stuff to handle. They've got other things to worry about. So let's move on to some closing advice and make it back about you, because it's not fair that it became all about them, when honestly, your love life could continue even without them. but for some of you, this could be an indication of like, I feel like a lot of you will already know this though. A lot of you already would know if this is your person or not. So let's get some closing advice. We're using the Cupid Says Oracle cards, and this could be messages from your person, their higher self, or your own higher self, or just spirit in general. For my pile 2. We have, if only we could travel back in time. Yeah, there's regrets here. Your person wishes they could travel back in time. Maybe even you. Maybe you wish you could travel back and not spend so much energy on on certain things about your person or something here. We also have, I support your decision no matter what. Your person would not take it personally if you decided to back off because they know that they're a bit much. Same thing, I think vice versa. The time is now. There's something about timing at play. Again, if you do want to wait this out, I feel like patience will help you a lot. There are no what ifs. The way I'm being told to take this is that you want things to be black and white. You want things to be clear cut. You don't. I'm so sorry, pile 2. There was a big old bug on my table. You couldn't see it on camera, but it was off to the side and I just happened to glance that way. I guess take that as confirmation of whatever this needs to be. A big old scary bug just popping out of nowhere. Oh geez. Okay, let me get more cards for you. For my pile 2. That's so embarrassing. I think this is the second time this has happened. Okay, we have I'm not sorry. So there's no regrets, but how am I being told to take the I'm not sorry card? Let me get the rest of the cards. Perhaps. This is definitely a difficult conversation you're going to have with your person. Take a leap. I feel like there's regrets about the past here, but they definitely don't mind, or well, it's not that they don't mind. It's like they don't blame you if you don't want to continue this, is what I'm hearing, because they know they have to go back and fix certain things here. There's a lot about timing. There's a lot about patience. And with the what ifs, again, you'd want things to be black and white. You don't want any gray, shadowy areas. You want to get exactly to the truth of something here. You want to know exactly what's going on. And I feel like this, especially if this is something your person has kept secret for you for a long time, it could be like a make or break situation here. With I'm not sorry, I feel like there are certain regrets about the situation, but I'm not sorry lets me know that your person isn't really sorry about some of the things that have gone on, because I feel like they did get something positive out of the thing that is now burdening them. For example, if they have kids, I feel like, of course, they're not sorry that they have kids, but they do regret the way that it went about it. Another way of seeing this is like maybe they owe money, but they don't regret because they don't regret having to take out loans because it helped them pay off certain things. So it all depends what the situation is. They don't have any regrets. Perhaps and take a leap are like the two decisions you have to make. Like, I feel like some of you are on the fence about waiting for this person, and then some of you are like, well, I won't know if this works out until I take the chance here. So I feel like the decision is really yours. Yeah, back of the deck, it's going to take time. So if you do decide to take this on, it's going to take time, or you could just end it here. I think it all depends on what it is that you want. It's very much your choice, your life kind of decision here, pile 2. But this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose this lovely rose quartz chunk, then we have a reading here for you about the next chapter of your rove life, of your love life. Maybe some of you are roving around, if you will. A rover, is that a thing? I want to say it is, because I'm thinking of, is it Cabaret? Oh, what song is that? Cabaret by Mon Frere? No, Mon Her, which means my man. So maybe some of you are saying goodbye to a man. But regardless, let's look at the cards that you chose to see what the next chapter of your love life is. We're going to look at the oracles. It'll give us a gist of what the landscape of your next chapter romantically is. And then we're going to look into the tarot to get a little bit more detailed. So we have 99. I am courageous. It is time to get to work on the realization of your soul's mission in life. You have a higher purpose in this life that is yours and only yours to fulfill. Unleash your power. So some of you could have been born in 1999. Take that only if it resonates. But I feel like you're focusing on something you've always been meant to do. It could involve your romantic love life. It doesn't necessarily have to. And I got a similar message in pile 2 as well. We also have 000. You are one with the Creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on Earth. I am a creator. Yeah, I feel like you're creating something, but with this particular card, the 000, I'm getting manifestation. So I feel like whatever it is that you want in your romantic life, you will call it into being, because this is very much something you like to do. I feel like you like to take the lead in relationships, or at the very least, you know how to manifest the exact kind of person that you want to be with, or the kind of environment, if that makes sense, like the kind of people you want to be around, or even the kind of things that you want to experience within a connection if it's not the person themselves. I feel like you would be the kind of person to manifest somebody to do something for you as opposed to a very particular somebody. So let's say you want to travel the world a lot and you want to travel with somebody who's capable of doing this. I feel like you would call in a person who not only knows how to travel, but they have the time, the money, and the energy to be traveling with you. So that's an example that I'm being shown. You call in the type of experiences that you want. I'm a little tongue-tied today, I'm sorry, pile 3, but let's go ahead and get your next card. Accept love. Past letdowns and negative experiences are hindering you letting new love into your life. In order to experience love, you need to open your heart and embrace love. So yeah, I feel like, okay, not my throat getting all... I feel like some of you are having a hard time accepting the kind of love that you want. Specifically, like a type of person. Okay, pile 3. I just had to like give myself a moment to really do some verbal exercises because I'm having such a hard time like pronouncing certain words that are not hard to pronounce for me. So I'm wondering if some of you either speak a different language or you're trying to call in somebody who speaks different languages. Like I said, I did mention travel earlier, so maybe that's something. Take that only if it resonates. I just thought it was odd that I'm having such a hard time speaking when I wasn't earlier. This could also be throat chakra. I'm feeling specifically high heart, like the space between the throat and the heart. Something about speaking truth here, at least to yourself, because right now we're focusing on the self with these 3 cards. Let's go ahead and get some self-care oracle cards while we're at it for my pile 3. Maybe you're typically great at manifesting, but for whatever reason lately, you've had a bit of you've hit a wall with manifesting. We have plan a vacation. Yeah, there's definitely travel in the books for you, pile 3. This could also mean that you might be finding love abroad, or if you're already in a relationship with somebody, you could be traveling to meet them. I forgot to mention, this reading is meant for both single and people in relationships, so I will try to read it for both. Though I feel like for the majority of you, you're really focusing on yourself right now. Let's get another card for you, pile 3. We have pleasure. You are definitely focusing on the things that make you happy. You are focusing on the things that are going to bring you pleasure for sure. I need to censor this a little bit because I'm pretty sure YouTube wouldn't like the imagery here, which is essentially somebody feeling their body. But there's definitely also the feeling that you're kind of exploring what makes you happy. if you know, if we were to put it in very simple terms, you're exploring what it is that gives you pleasure here. And I feel like you're kind of changing it up with the people you date. If you're already in a connection, I feel like you're just becoming a lot more experimental with your person. But if you're not, I feel like you're changing up the people that you date, or you're changing up the things that you do, or even the ways you go about finding them. So instead of getting on an app or even meeting them in person, you're deciding to maybe you're letting your friends set you up, or maybe you're deciding to just chat up people that you typically wouldn't chat up. There's something here about new energy coming in when it comes to your love life, because it's a little bit of being bored. I feel like the boredom is getting to you here. Let's go ahead and get another card for my pile 3. We have choice number 6. I feel like you will be presented with several choices, and because of this could also be like you dating multiple people. But with choice, I'm specifically thinking of like figuring out what it is that you want in a relationship. Maybe you don't know what you want, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Or even that you don't know what your next chapter in your relationship, if you have one, or in your love life should be. It's kind of like the possibilities are endless, and maybe a trip somewhere will help you narrow this down. I've always said that if you really want to get to know somebody, you should travel with them, because it will show you all kinds of things about them, like how they work under pressure, how they handle scheduling, how they handle being lost or being confused. Because if you step into an airport, chances are you will be confused at some point. I've never been to an airport that is that organized yet, anyway. Or even if it's not an airport, if you're traveling by car, if you're doing a car trip or a train trip, you're still dealing with like being on the go. I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be the next step. If you're already in a relationship, it could be taking on a new adventure, whether that is traveling or something that is really going to test how you see your person in a different light. And for those of you who are single, again, you're kind of going out of your way to experience very new and different things, to see what else is out there that may float your boat, if you will. Let's go ahead and get your animals cards for my pile 3. Disclaimer, in the past 2 piles, there's been a bug in this room that I am recording in, like a really big bug, and every time I see it, I gasp and or I scream. So if that happens anytime during this reading, I apologize in advance. I was so embarrassed in the last pile, and if you came from pile 2, you know what I'm talking about. So for you, we have B, community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. This came out in a different pile. I want to say it was pile 1. So I feel like you're like a bee that goes from flower to flower, pollinating. I know this sounds awful. If you're single right now, I feel like you're, again, taking in the sweetness of everything. You're allowing yourself to experience new things. And I feel like, again, if you have friends, you could allow them to set you up, because the community makes me think that you're taking everybody else's advice into consideration. It could also be that certain friends may give you some very deep insights into your own personality that you had never thought about of before, especially in relationships. I think mostly in relationships as well, because sometimes we think we're a certain way, but then we'll have friends who are a lot more perceptive or who see us differently, who will point things out about us. So I feel like you're being a little bit of a busy bee right now, both with the things you want to set out to do for yourself, but also with the way you go about handling your love life and relationships here. Let's go ahead and get your archetype cards. I'm going to pick 2, and you can decide to view both of these as you, or one as you and the other as your person, if you have one, or person of interest, if you came here thinking about somebody. Though I feel like if you're single right now, you don't really have anyone. I know it's odd because I'm not picking up on like a crush or anything. If anything, I'm picking up on like who your next person may be. And we'll get to that in the tarot. So for my pile 3, we have apocalypsis. Very interesting. I feel like you're carrying a burden within you that you're not really talking about to anybody. Or if not a burden, then something heavy. Something that is very, at the same time, transformative and heartbreaking. And then we have the thread. So there's definitely a soul connection here somewhere. If you already have somebody, I feel like you know that you are basically destined to meet them. You are currently with a soulmate or someone you were always meant to meet to accomplish something. That's only if you already have somebody. But for those of you who don't, I feel like there will be somebody coming into your life who's going to help you out with certain things. Because the thread makes me think of fate. So there is somebody you're fated to meet. Whether they're meant to be long-lasting or not will all determine on where you are in your personal journey, of course. Let's go ahead and get your Prism Oracle cards. These are the emotions, to see what is prominently coming up for you, pile 3. So we have comfort. I feel like some of you are prioritizing comfort, especially with people right now. you are prioritizing comfort. If you're not comfortable around somebody, you're not having anything to do with them. Doesn't matter how they look like on the outside, doesn't matter what's going on with them, doesn't matter how they look like on paper. If you have a weird gut feeling about them, or if you're not comfortable with them, I feel like you're not giving them the time of day. And like, even if it's somebody you typically would go for, even if you are attracted to them, again, if you don't have a sense of comfort, if they don't comfort you the way you want them to, I feel like you're not giving them the time of day. So you're prioritizing that. And of course in an existing, why am I having such a hard time with the EX words today? That is odd. And in an existing relationship, I feel like, again, you and your person are prioritizing comfort, or you're trying to like test your comfort levels is what I'm hearing. It's kind of like your comfort level has gone in a new direction, so you're trying to figure out what that is. It's like you don't want you and your person to keep doing the same thing, so you're trying to figure out what's the new thing that you both want to do, but in a fun way. We also have pain. Like I said, some of you are going through something on the inside. You're carrying something deep, and I feel like you haven't really spoken about this with anybody, including those of you in relationships. You haven't spoken about this with your person. And energy. I'm hearing everything is energy. Everything is energy. So I'm going to read from the book for Apocalypsis just to make sure I'm getting the basic meaning, and then I'm going to see what I get from there. So from the book, we have Apocalypsis, removing the veil of deception. Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is the lifting of the veil. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypse's energy is similar to a forest fire's, devastating for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. Like I said, I feel like this is past energy more than anything. There's something that you've either let go, or a truth that has been revealed that is really tearing you up inside, but you're not really... I feel like you're still processing this in the next chapter of your love life. I feel like you're still going through the motions, going through the ups and downs of this particular emotion. So you're not really sharing it, or you're not ready to share it with anybody. This is very much a you thing. You're not really focusing on anything, including your person. If you have a person, I don't think you're going to be ready to tell them what this pain is or what the truth is here. I feel like a lot of you have already come into the truth though. It could be, I feel like this is why you have trouble accepting love right now, is because you're not sure how this particular pain is going to change you as a person. So this is very much having to deal with things, but wanting to do other things as well while you are dealing with this pain. It could even happen while you travel. It's happened once or twice before. Well, I will be traveling and then I find out certain things, but because I'm being distracted by the newness around me or by my surroundings, I don't have time to process it, or I will put it on the back burner until I am ready to go through it on my own. I feel like if you have a grieving process, you're kind of delaying this grieving process until you are in better waters or in a safer space. Maybe this is why comfort is so important. I feel like if we were to read these cards in the order that I have them laid out here, it's like you have the pain and then you seek the comfort and then you transmute this into an energy that pushes you forward. So I feel like because of a certain pain, whether it's related to love or not related to love, you are going to push yourself to seek yourself. Really, when we are seeking comfort, it's seeking a part of ourselves that is the way it's meant to be. I don't know how to even explain this. To be at ease and at peace with ourselves. That's what we're trying to seek when we seek comfort. And then we take that, we better ourselves and transmute that into energy. It's definitely putting pain into art, if that is something that you do. I feel like this is why the pleasure card came through. It's like you're making it a point to have fun. You're making it a point to make yourself happy, because you're understanding that sometimes things happen and there's going to be nobody there for us except ourselves to handle it. even if you are in a relationship, even if you do have friends, even if the community is there for you, I feel like you're getting a new taste of what loneliness actually feels like in the next chapter. And it's not what you expected. It's not being alone, because I feel like a lot of you at least are going to actually have a person in this next chapter. But the things you keep to yourself, the things that you don't feel like sharing, because you know it's for you to handle until you're ready to release that story, that's what's going to, it's going to shift your perspective. It's going to shift the way you go about handling people, situations, and even the next, if you're single, the next person that comes into your life. This is very much, I'm being shown an example, and I don't like using it just because I feel like it's just a little too sad. But let's say somebody here loses a loved one, and the impact that that has on them really makes them rethink the way they view love and relationships in general. That's what I'm seeing. Of course, this doesn't mean that this is what's going to happen to you, pile 3. That's just the best example I could come up with. And then you take that and then you create a very particular kind of relationship or dynamic out of that particular perspective. So just make sure you are grieving this particular situation in a very proper manner. And maybe some of you will hold off on truly committing to somebody because of this as well. It's kind of like maybe it's allowing you to slow down when it comes to getting into a relationship, if you want to get into one, or taking things to the next level with your person. It's making you have to really focus on yourself and figure out what it is that you want. This is why the choice card came through, which is very interesting, because I feel like there's a lot of fun here. There's definitely a lot of great things coming for you in the next chapter, but you are carrying a burden. And I feel like you understand it's yours to carry until you're ready to let it go. But at first you're going to carry it to really process it, if that makes any sense. I want to read for the thread because I feel like I'm not doing it justice. I feel like the thread would represent the next person you're going to date, or your partner if you already have one. I was hearing very specifically as I was looking for the page for the thread that if you currently are in like something of a situationship or a friends with benefits or something very, very casual, I'm hearing in the next chapter, you're going to make up your mind about it. Either it's going to be a thing or it's not. Because for some of you, this is very scorpionic energy. You don't want a grayness. You don't want the in-between, or you might not be able to handle it. And I don't think it's going to be a messy thing either. Either you're just going to kindly let them go, or you're just going to focus on yourself so much that you both kind of just drift apart naturally. Take that only if you have that kind of situation going on for you, pile 3. But with the thread, the path, the view, the circuit, life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously and circuitously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug. Meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. So even if this burden that you're carrying hasn't been as a result of something that is very profound and you know, I don't think it even has to be anything that happened that was very you know, transformative or that serious. It could be something as small as like maybe you watch a particular movie, or you could listen to a song or something, and it really triggers something within you, and it brings like a sense of pain that you realized, oh, I didn't realize that's what I was feeling, or oh, I've just come to the realization that X, Y, and Z. So for some of you, this could be, because we have 39 and 40, this could be like a midlife crisis kind of situation, or whatever age crisis you are, whatever age you are crisis, I mean, because it's like literally going from one number to the next, from 39 to 40. And especially if you are turning those ages, or turning 40, I feel like this might resonate with you a little bit more. Or it could be any decade that you are entering into, or anything here that is making you face your, I'm hearing your mortality and or your morality here, if that makes sense. It's very interesting. So regardless of what it is that is making you feel this way on the inside. On the outside, you are looking for distraction, you're looking for newness, and you're hoping that this particular situation will sort itself out. But the truth is, you're going to have to make a choice about it. This is your own thing, so you're going to have to decide what you do with this particular feeling, regardless of whether you have a person or not. I feel like a lot of you are actually going to turn to friends a little bit more in this next chapter. But if this sounds like you, if this sounds like something that you may even be experiencing right now, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion, because I'm very curious to see what's going on, because I am concerned for you, pile 3. And if you are going through something, I am sending you so much love, so much light, and so much healing, because it's hard, you know. I think, especially if you're somebody who focuses a lot on relationships, you forget that sometimes life will bring us things that make us want to focus on something else. Maybe you are deciding to focus on something else as well, pile 3. I keep forgetting that this is pile 3 for some reason. Maybe some of you might even forget your name in the next chapter of your life because you've just got so much going on. So for the tarot, we are doing this in 3 sections. The first section is going to be what's going on with you on the outside. So either appearance-wise, on how you are being perceived by others. The second section is going to be how you're doing internally. This is feelings, emotions, and the mentality. And then the third one is going to be your person, whether you already have one or somebody who is coming in next, or somebody who's going to be important here. So let's go ahead and get your cards, pile 3. I'm just checking the camera to make sure it's still light. So for pile 3, on the outside, Magician. Like I said, you're a really great manifester. You're going to call in something. Like, I feel like you're literally calling in something or manifesting something very directly. And appearance-wise, you might start wearing a lot more jewelry, just because the little knickknacks that are hanging off of his wings here, I always think of like necklaces or earrings or something along those lines. And I think the Magician would wear a lot of, like, especially things with gemstones or crystals, they would wear a lot of crystals and stuff around them, just for protection or for magic enhancement. We also have the 4 of Wands. Like I said, you're kind of in a celebratory mode. You really want to make sure you're having fun. You're doing something new as well. The 4 of Wands is new energy. We also have the King of Pentacles. I'm being told, for some of you, if you have a spirit guide that is very earth-based, I feel like he or she is coming through here, just because the King of Pentacles to me is a very protective energy sometimes. I don't always read him this way, but I'm being told to read it this way. So you're very divinely protected here. And another way of viewing this, of seeing this, is that you're coming off as very grounded, very mature, very, maybe for some of you, very rich. Maybe you're just dressing in a more professional or in a nicer way. And the Ace of Wands. So you're very attractive. I feel like you're attracting a lot of new people. So I don't know if you're going somewhere where you're new and you're attracting a lot of new faces. Also very masculine dominated energy here in this particular spread. So you're coming off as masculine regardless of whether you are a woman or man here. I feel like your presence is very commanding. People are going to have a hard time ignoring you because you are just so... There's just a magnetic pull about you. I feel like it's truly your energy. It could be this manifestation with the Magician and with the King of Pentacles. You're definitely turning heads because you look like somebody important. So let's go ahead and look at your inner workings here. We have the 7 of Cups. You know you have a lot of options. This is the indecision that is coming through. Choices and 7 of Cups. That's indecision for you, or just feeling like you don't know what to do with all these choices. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like you are feeling very at ease with yourself. Like I said, it's that sense of comfort. I feel like you're becoming comfortable in your skin as well, because we have the King of the Pentacles on the outside and the Queen of Pentacles on the inside. This would be very complementary energy. Some of you could have like your sun and moon in the same, if not in the same sign, then in the same element. But even if you don't, I feel like you're going to be feeling that way, where your emotions and the way you exert yourself in the world are just like in unison for once. Like you're definitely feeling very comfortable with the person you are and how you go about going after things in your romantic life. So for example, you're going to be very confident when approaching people in dates or going on dates if they approach you. Like you're going to be very comfortable in your skin. And this is actually going to appear a lot more attractive because people like somebody who's very comfortable with themselves. This is confidence as well. But overall, very grounded. You come off as serious, but at the same time sensual. We have the moon. Like I said, you hold something. You're holding something, a little bit of a secret to yourself and the world. But at the same time, you're feeling just fine. You are feeling complete. I feel like you have a burden here. But I don't think it will hit you eventually just how deeply this particular emotion is. But mostly it's kind of like it's affecting the way you see your potential relationships. I feel like going forward, you will not make relationships what they used to be, especially if it was a particular heartbreak from the past. I feel like you're really learning your lesson from a particular person and you're taking that with you. It's like, I'm wondering if this person kind of really made you wake up to something. Maybe it was one of those relationships where you wake up one day and realize, why am I putting up with all of this? Or why am I with this person? Like, yes, I adore them and they're clearly an okay person, but I can do so much better and I deserve the things that I want here. I feel like you are waking up to the value of yourself in this next chapter as well, because Pentacles deals with money, yes, but also the value of something, specifically the value of you and your heart. I feel like you're not going to undersell yourself anymore. You're not going to, you're going to aim higher. You're going to aim higher for the people that you want, and you don't care what anybody says anymore. I feel like if people can't see what you're worth, then clearly they don't know the value of anything. Very interesting energy here. I truly love this because I can feel the pain already, pile 3. I really can. And I can tell that it was a rude wake-up call for your heart or for yourself. But let's see who's coming in next, or who your person, if you have one right now, what's going on with them. If you're already in a relationship, I feel like you're learning to find comfort in routine. Because in the oracles, I was seeing you, if you are in a relationship, that is, you were looking for like newness, or you're looking for exciting things. But then I come to the tarot, and if you already have a relationship, it's like, it's okay to be bored. It's okay to have things be a little bit the same every day, because if my person is really amazing, then I don't feel like I need to be doing all this extra razzle dazzle stuff. We don't have to go on a date night every week. We can just stay in and really enjoy the fact that we are in a solid, stable connection, because not a lot of people have that. That's only if you're happily in a connection right now, pile 3, of course. Let's go ahead and get your person's cards. For my pile 3, we have strength. Leo energy is coming through. The person you will meet, or the person you currently have, they've gone through a lot. Like, they've had to overcome certain struggles, inner struggles, certain demons. Maybe they're even carrying a similar feeling to what you are feeling, this heavy burden in your heart that is forcing you to grow. We also have the 6 of Cups. You're gonna feel very happy with them. I feel like if you already have a person, this is nostalgia. This is you recalling all the fun times you had together, and that somehow, like, it re-energizes your relationship. It's like you could be going through an anniversary. Like, maybe you and your person are going to have an anniversary, and you think back to all the times you had together, and that's actually going to make you fall in love a little bit more. Or you're going to retell a story, and you will recognize certain things in that story. It's like, oh, I didn't realize that that's how you felt about me when you first met me. And then that, like, kind of solidifies something for you. So overall, it's very beautiful energy, very happy energy. If this is somebody new, you're going to feel very comfortable with them right away. They're going to make you smile. They're going to give you, a nice sense of like you found a companion here. We also have the King of Cups. Yeah, your person truly loves you. Whoever this person is, if they're new, they're going to be smitten with you right away. And if you already have them, I feel like I'm seeing them restate their love for you somehow. So you could see this as like a renewal of vows, or maybe they're just going to take you somewhere really special for your anniversary. I feel like you're falling in love again, essentially, whether it's with someone new or with your current person. I think especially if you have a current person. And then the 5 of Cups. So there is going to be something where you decide to speak about something that's been on your mind for a long time that might be a little bit disappointing or that is somewhat sad, but I feel like you both get through it, or that you both come to an, well, I don't want to say agreement because I don't feel like there was a disagreement. It's more like you're going to speak about something from the past or maybe certain worries that you have that you just kind of want to make sure you're both on the same page, that you're still on the same page. And if this is somebody new, I feel like you will talk about not so much your past, but you're going to look to see if any old patterns from your past are wanting to pop up with this new person. And you're going to actively try to tell yourself, like, hey, I'm not, like, this is not a red flag. This is just my own past triggers coming up within me. Or if, I don't know, it's like you're making sure that your feelings from the past are not influencing your present state or the future of your love life right now. Because you're understanding that sometimes, especially in the past, you've allowed your emotions to overtake the way you decided to go about handling a relationship. And you understand that that's not always healthy because you live in the present, you live in the now, and it's not fair to bring old feelings into a new situation. So I'm seeing that very strongly. And this is in conjunction with your person. This is because of your person. You will be directly handling this with them. You'll be speaking about it. Back of the deck, we have Ace of Swords, a new perspective all around, and I do love this. This is bringing a breath of fresh air into your relationship and the way you go about dating in general. So I really do see this healing is doing something very transformative to you, but it's in such a gentle manner that you don't feel that it's like, even if your heart is breaking from something in the past, I don't feel like you won't feel like it's breaking. You'll just feel like, okay, I know how to handle this because I've been through it before. So very lovely energy, pile 3. Very beautiful energy. And I want to tell you just how proud I am that you're able to handle this the way you are. This is why you have the Magician come out first thing, because you know and understand that you are very much in charge and in control of your love life. Like, you're not letting anybody else control you. You're not letting any past emotions or past relationships or even past traumas take control of you in relationships anymore. You get to write your own story. You get to make your own decisions here. But very beautiful energy. And again, if you have a person right now, and whoever you meet next, I feel like it will be a very lovely situation. It will be it's going to feel comfortable because that's what you've decided you want. You want comfort and love and joy, and even a spark of newness in the next chapter of your love life. So let's go ahead and get your Cupid Says Oracle cards. These are going to be channeled messages from your person, your higher self, your person's higher self, or spirit in general. It says, don't trust everything you hear. So I was kind of getting this, but if you hear from a past person, I'm hearing not to trust what they say. Or if somebody is going around gossiping, don't trust everything you hear, because like I said earlier, there's kind of a bit of gossip going around. Well, I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but I was getting a sense of gossip going around in the oracle. So don't trust everything you hear. We also have absolutely not. We have I miss you. If a past person tries to tell you that they miss you or that they want you back or that they want to try again, I'm hearing no. I'm hearing blocked. This is what the absolutely not is. So don't fall for it. Especially if you're single right now, don't fall for any past energy, especially if you know what that person is capable of. This is just a reminder to like make sure you keep them away. We have I think about us a lot. I just want to know why. For those of you looking for closure from a past connection, don't worry about it. Closure is whatever you make it. It's not whatever they have to say. It's whatever you make it. We have that's the one. And I've lost faith. So some of you have lost faith in love, quite honestly. This is mostly for my single people. I feel like I'll get different cards for my people in relationships, but for those of you who are single, like you're going through your ups and downs. You're hearing things from a past connection or a past person. There's a sense that part of you still wants that clarity or a closure or something here, but it's like, don't fall for it, please don't. And maybe it was somebody you thought would be the one, or maybe it's somebody that you used to think a lot about, but now it's like, no, don't fall for it. Just keep moving, keep being your beautiful self, because you will not be able to to look back anymore. You have to keep going. And then for those of you in relationships, for those of you who are in a long distance relationship though, the I miss you does mean that somebody here misses you though. We have wait for me. And this was meant to be. So for those of you in relationships, I'm going to put this down here. I feel like you're just solidifying the fact that you both want the same things, that you both are feeling the same way. With wait for me, there could be something here about waiting a little bit longer, like prolonging the next chapter of your relationship, especially if you're dealing with something right now. It's like you both agree that right now would not be the time to take it to the next step. So instead you're deciding to hold off on whatever that is. But at the same time, you know that it was meant to be. And I feel like, yes, there's a lot of thinking about each other because you want to know where you're both going next. But I feel like you found somebody that you can really build a solid foundation with here. Yeah, back of the deck, be patient. And I feel like patience and wait for me can apply to both situations, single or relationship. Because if you're single, I feel like being patient and waiting for the right one to come along is going to pay off in the long run, as opposed to going back to somebody that you know will only take you for granted. But I see a lot of growth for you, and I'm very proud of you, Pile 3. This is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 4. If you chose the agate moon, then we have your reading here for you about the next chapter of your love life. So we're going to look at this regardless of whether you are single or in a relationship. I'm going to read for both sides. And of course, you can take from both parts, even though you may be either or something in between. So let's go ahead and look at the cards you chose. We have 1, I am innovative. You are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. So you could be a life path 1, but I'm also seeing that you are somebody who is not afraid of making the first move, being the first one to say something, to do something. It's giving very strong Aries energy. But I'm also feeling Mars dominant energy, or even I'm feeling Aquarius for some reason for some of you. So let's go ahead and look at the card. We have soulmate. Yes, this person is your soulmate. There is a strong spiritual bond between you and this person. This card also pertains to new friendships with kindred souls and attracting the right people. So if you already have a person, I feel like they're definitely a soulmate. And if you are about to meet somebody new, I feel like you're going to meet a soulmate. We have multiple soulmates in our lifetime, so I'm not saying this is going to be the one. This is just a confirmation that you were meant to meet them for a particular reason or purpose. But I'm being told to start with the oracles, particularly this deck for my pile 4s. We have healing. So some of you are definitely going through a healing journey, or you have already been healing. I feel like, well, let's face it, healing is never really like a one-time thing. We're constantly healing in different ways, shapes, and forms. But I feel like you've already gone through a lot of healing. In fact, you might be coming here from the past piles, the past 3 piles. And some of you have already, I'm hearing you're already done with your healing journey. You're definitely ready to move on, or you're ready to do something different. This is number 24. And also the moon in Pisces could be important here for those of you, my fellow moon in Pisces. You know how it is. We're always going through something transformative. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it. So let's look at your Prism Oracle cards. Speaking of emotions, speaking of feelings. For my pile 4, we have happiness. It's funny because when I was tapping into the energy of this pile, I felt very happy and giddy. So I definitely feel like you're going on to something amazing in the next chapter of your life, pile 4. Whether it's with somebody or not, I feel like you're just, abundance. Maybe some of you are focusing on your money, or you're just happy right now because you have a lot of money. And sometimes, why am I hearing? Sometimes the only thing that can cure heartbreak is a lot of money. Take that only if it resonates. Not saying that money will fix everything, but it can help you have a great time, you know? Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards for my pile 4. So yeah, you're definitely focusing on your bag. You're focusing on you. It could also be that you're in a place in your life where you know you're making enough money. You have everything you want financially, physically. And now you kind of want to focus on love as well. But you're going in it with a very optimistic view. We have look for fairies. And to me, this card, I kind of associate it with like the Six of Cups in tarot, where it's very childlike wonder. It's looking for something amazing here. We also have watch a movie 54. So you could be watching a lot more movies or be inspired by movies. You or your person, if you already have one, or maybe the new one, will want to be watching movies. Maybe this is something you bond over. In particular, there's like a movie date here that I'm seeing that I'm hearing solidify something. Take that only if it resonates. Let's go ahead and get the Spirit of Animals card for you. We have Squirrel, always prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future and life will give you all you need. So I love this. I really do. I kind of wish there were more squirrels in this card though. Why are these two birds here? Meanwhile, the squirrel is all alone. That's not fair. It's supposed to be about the squirrel. So I think especially if you're single, you kind of don't care. You're having a great time. And like I said, I feel like you already feel like you have everything that you want. So now you're just focusing on your love life or maybe whatever it is that you want in a relationship or in a connection. I'm also seeing, yes, work hard, play harder, for sure. But your cheeriness is really what's going to attract people in the next phase of your love life here. I feel like your sunny disposition is something that people are going to find very, I'm hearing breathtaking. Maybe you have a very nice smile, or maybe your joy makes people want to be happy. Like your joy is infectious is what I'm hearing, and people really want to be a part of that. So you're going to attract somebody with your good humor, with your good sense of being, your joyful sense of being is what I'm seeing. Like somebody gets very attracted to you when they see you smile or laugh or crack a joke or something. Let's go ahead and get your archetype cards. And I'm intending these to be, one is going to be you and one is going to be either your person, or it could be another aspect of you as well. It could also be somebody that you already have, if you're already in a connection. We have the offering. Oh, I like that. Somebody's definitely offering you something in the next chapter of your love life, pile 4, and the village. I'm being told to get one more because whenever I see the village, this is like outside sources or outside people. In fact, I think every single pile in this reading so far has received something about community or village or something along those lines, letting me know that you are definitely in the public eye right now when it comes to your love life. It could be that you have like a social media presence or you just happen to know a lot of people. This is also like maybe you have something like Venus in the 10th house or on the ascendant, on the what is it, the midhaven, or yeah, something where your attraction is kind of known around, especially if you're single. If you're single, people are very curious about your dating life because you're probably very attractive and very fun and people just adore you, so they want to know what your love life is like. We have the shadow. And if you're in a relationship, I feel like you might just be in a relationship where people just really pay attention to you and your person because you just have that kind of vibe together as a couple. Like people want to get to know you. People want to know what you're all about. There's a sense that you and your person might have a lot of fun together and you like to go out, not just to watch movies, of course, but like to do fun things here. But with the village, the shadow, and the offering, so you're definitely getting an offering from somebody here. The village lets me know that you are being watched by a lot of people. I feel like it's mostly friends and people who mean well, maybe neighbors, coworkers. I feel like it's hard to ignore the fact that you're a very attractive person and that people want your attention. It's kind of like, I know this is odd. It's giving me like a small town where people are really bored. So when they see somebody that's young and good looking and single, and when they're going through their dating life, they kind of want to know all about it. I know because I've been that person in my area from time to time, pile 4. So you could be going through the same thing. The shadow lets me know that you are dealing with something shadowy here. And I'm not sure what it is because every other card here is very happy. I mean, the healing card could be neutral. That is the only card that is making me think, maybe there's something here. So you could be healing some shadow aspects of yourself, or you could be dealing with certain shadows, but I don't think they're going to be too, like, they're not going to be overly deep, or they're not going to be too, it's nothing crazy here. I feel like you're just dealing with things that you understand, are yours to deal with. It's kind of similar to pile 3, but pile 3 went in very deep with this. And in this pile, you're kind of on the other end of that particular journey, especially if you came from that pile. I feel like this is just confirmation that things will end up a lot better. If you're already in a connection, I feel like your person will be making you an offering. And this is coming after having seen a shadow side of you. I feel like they're going to see you through something, and that just only makes them want to do something for you. And the village, again, I feel like everybody might be asking about you too. People are very curious about your connection, or even curious about you and your person. For whatever reason, people are going to be asking you more about you and your person if you already have one, like how long you've been together, how you met each other, etc. And I'm not sure why people are becoming so curious. Maybe this connection is very new, and this next chapter is like the chapter once you've decided to go steady with each other, essentially, once you've decided to solidify this, and now you're being public with it. That's only if you're already in a relationship, of course. Because they're seeing you too, and they're seeing you to be happy. And maybe even people are acknowledging that there's like a soulmate connection between you and this person, especially your friends. If they're noticing how much more different you and your person are together compared to past relationships, they're noticing that there might be something about this. So if you're not thinking your person is your soulmate, maybe other people are, if that makes any sense, pile 4. But regardless, there's a sense of a lot of fun coming up next for you, pile 4. And I feel like you definitely deserve it. You've done all the healing. You're even facing your shadow side from time to time when it pops up. What else is coming through here? So we have 24, we have 30, 54. This is 28. These are numbers in case they're important. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of I'm hearing, why am I hearing there's always going to be another mountain? I'm always going to want to make it move. Is that, who is that? That's Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus? I got that song stuck in my head very early today, like first thing in the morning. And now that I'm seeing this mountain, I'm hearing it again. There's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. So regardless of where you are romantically, I feel like you are aiming for something here, pile 4. This could be outside of your romantic relationship. This could be like the goals and wishes that you have for yourself, like in your career or in your lifetime. You're trying to make something happen here. And I feel like romantically, you're going to be assisted in this. Like maybe your partner helps you with this. That could be the offering. Or a new person that comes in could be able to help you out with this as well. I feel like that's why the offering is here. It's like while you're working on your shadow side, while you're working on all the nitty-gritty details of whatever's going on within your psyche, the world is offering you a lot of stuff. The world is offering you abundance, happiness, and even this state of preparedness. I feel like you yourself like to be very prepared. You're always able to handle anything. But now it's like the universe is saying, let us take care of you for a moment. Let us take care of you. Let us handle this. Because you've just gone through a lot, pile 4. I can tell. It hasn't always been easy. You haven't always been in this happy, cheery energy. You haven't always been as abundant as you are now. So now it's like the universe wants you to take it easy. They want you to be in a state of happiness and contentment so that you can really focus on yourself. And it's very beautiful. It's kind of like the next chapter of your romantic life also involves the world around you, kind of romanticizing you and your life as well, which is very lovely. Very lovely energy. The soulmate here could be yourself as well, understanding that you were always meant to be the person you wanted to be, because that's the soul contract that you decided to have in this lifetime, pile 4. I'm getting very deep into that, so I know you just came here for a love reading, so let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion, pile 4. But I promise you the next chapter is going to be so much better than whatever it is that you've left behind or whatever it is that you have healed from. And beautiful energy as well. So the tarot portion we are doing in 3 parts. The first part is going to be on the outside, what's going on with you on the exterior, whether that's with your looks or with whatever it is that you are doing physically. The second part is going to be what's going on internally, your emotions, your thoughts, anything else. I'm hearing something within the heart as well, so I'll be on the lookout for that. And then the third pile is going to be your person, whether you already have one or whether you are meeting somebody new, the next person who's going to come into your life. So for my pile for what's going on externally for them, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Like I said, you're calling in money, specifically money that you are owed, but you are bringing in money. Abundance. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. But you're also starting something. Romantically, I'm being told that you're going to get a lot of reciprocated energy. Like any of the friends that you show a lot of love towards, they're going to show you that love like twice the amount back. Page of Pentacles lets me know that you're also building solid foundations with certain people. People who could end up being potential partners and people who could end up being potential friends. I'm seeing a lot of career stuff as well, a lot of networking. You're coming off as very attractive in the workplace as well. Mostly for your energy and your good nature. We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, that's attraction. Physical attraction specifically. So don't be surprised if you get a lot of people like trying to flirt with you or trying to hit you up. They're just like, hey, how are you? I feel like it's going to be very, especially if you work somewhere where you have a lot of customers face to face, I feel like they're going to try and be flirtatious with you as well. We also have the Three of Pentacles, but you're going to be very much in a very serious mindset. On the outside, you're all business. You're focusing on other things. You're honestly focusing on your stability. Maybe money is of importance right now. So romantically, you're kind of on the outside focusing on other things. I don't think it's a bad thing. I feel like you still have this charm and grace about you as you go about doing your thing. So for example, if you're working a lot of hours or long hours at work, you're still coming off as very fun, charming. You have a lot of energy, a lot of nice you just have a lot of stuff going on. Like you kind of don't care. It's not that you don't care about your physical appearance. It's more like your natural charisma and your magnetism are going to do all the work here for you. Or you might just naturally look beautiful. Because when I think of earth signs, I think of like people who don't need a lot of makeup or a lot of flash and substance to look good. They don't need nice clothes to look good. They're just naturally good looking. So in the next chapter of your life, it's a low effort beauty that you are you are being blessed with, pile 4. Let's go ahead and move on to what's going on internally. Oh, Page of Pentacles also lets me know that whatever prospects you have, if you are single, are going to be very serious. Like anybody approaching you is going to want to have something solid with you. Not the flirty people, just I feel like anyone who would approach you right now romantically would want something serious with you. We also, on the inside, internally, we have the Lovers. I like this. If you're already in a connection, I feel like you're feeling very good about your relationship. You're feeling amazing. This is one of those relationships that are very healthy. Like when you're not around them, you're thinking about them in a healthy way. And when you are with them, you're making sure to focus on the things that make you both feel good. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so if you're in a committed relationship, you might decide to take on something together. I'm seeing, if not a business, it could be a baby or a fur baby here. You might decide to get something together that is going to solidify the longevity of this relationship. And for those of you who are single, I feel like you're really thinking about what it is that you want in a relationship long term. We have the Queen of Wands. So like I said, you have a natural charisma. If she was to pop out in the exterior pile and like your outside, it would be you looking amazing, beautiful, and glamorous. But instead, it's your personality that is beautiful and glamorous. So like I said, you have charm. That's not to say that you're not physically attractive, pile 4. You very much are. It's just like that's not what's attracting people. What's attracting people is your personality right now. Like that's the biggest thing. Like I feel people right now aren't really looking for looks, especially in the day and age of like Instagram and all kinds of social media where people know that looks can be easily bought or faked. What they really care about is personality, and you have one that cannot be fake. Like you have a personality that cannot be imitated by anybody else. And you're going to attract people this way. If you already have a partner, I feel like they're just going to agree that yes, they absolutely adore you for your personality. And King of Cups. So on the inside, you really are feeling really, really good. Because the King of Cups is emotional fulfillment of yourself. Like, regardless of whether you have a person or not, you are content and happy. In fact, most of my piles have had something to this extent within their internal, within their emotions and feelings, is that they feel happy alone. So I'm very proud of everybody who's clicked on this reading today. I feel like all of you are doing really well when it comes to your emotion, when it comes to your heart, when it comes to your mentality regarding relationships. Even if you have something going on, even if there's a healing that has been going on. I feel like a lot of you are doing the healing work, and that's part of the reason you feel so amazing and why you feel like you can, like, regardless of whether people show you that they love you or not, you know that you love yourself, and that's all that matters. So I'm very proud of you in this case, pile Pile 4. So internally, you are amazing. I feel like you're combining both your charm, your charisma, and your ability to be very compassionate towards people, and that's attracting a lot of attention. So much attention that it's attracting abundance as well. It's like not only are people attracted to you, money's attracted to you as well. And by that I mean that opportunities to make money are being attracted to you, which is always amazing. If you have your own business, people are going to want to choose your business because they just love the energy of you, and as well as your charisma and your appearance and whatever else is going on around you. They just, on the inside, you're solid. You're amazing. The King and Queen of Cups are having a marriage here with the Lovers and creating something amazing with the Ace of Pentacles. The more I look at this, the happier I get. So yeah, your joy is contagious, Pile 4. Spread it around. All right, let's go on to the next section, which is your person, whether you have one or not. If you have one right now, this is them. And if you don't, this is going to be whoever's coming in next. We have the Four of Cups. Oh, somebody's thinking about you, like maybe even obsessively. We have the Page of Wands. Somebody feels that they're not worthy of you, or you could be inspiring them to do something that they typically wouldn't. We have the Emperor. Yep. I want to put this under the Emperor though with the Seven of Cups. If this person has been indecisive before, I feel like they're going to make up their mind really quick about you. Especially if you're single and you're with like somebody who's casual, or you're in a situationship or something, this person is going to make up their mind because they're seeing all the attention that you're getting, and you're glowing, and you're feeling like your energy is just so infectious that they want to lock you down. But at the same time, there's a feeling that they're not enough somehow with the Page of Wands, especially next to the Four of Cups. They're just thinking a lot about you, and it's like, should I take this leap or not? And then we have the Eight of Cups. This message came out a little bit in the previous pile, and I'm going to say this for my singles. If you have somebody who's a situationship or friends with benefits, something in between, something casual, they're either going to make up their mind about it, or you're not going to have this at all. It's like, it's time to... the expression in the English language is shit or get off the pot. This is essentially what's going on. It's like either you make it something a lot more solid, or you let them go. Because it seems like, yes, they're very much into you, but it's kind of like they don't know whether they should let go of other options, or if they're just, if they should go ahead and commit to you. And this could be due to the fact, especially with the Page of Wands, they feel that they're not ready. It could be because Page of Wands energy is very youthful energy, so it could be a sense of immaturity. It could be a sense of them wanting to get ahead in life, like they would prefer to be something a lot more advanced, like because you can't just pair the Page with the Queen here, at least in a romantic sense. You can't just pair them up. Somebody here needs to level up. So the Eight of Cups is a walking away, but it could mean that they want to move on so they can come back better, or that they want to pause the relationship. This is only if it's already resonating. I feel like you would know who this is. If you already have somebody, I'm being told that they absolutely adore you, but they're definitely making up their mind about you. There's like a sense that they want to commit, but something's in the way of them committing. There's something in the way of them wanting to take this to the next level. I feel like it's their own emotional baggage, or it could be something, again, like maybe they feel like they're not at the place yet to take this forward. If you already have somebody that's already made up their mind about you, they want to take it to the next step, but there's something in the way. I feel like there's options, there's other things that are going on. The options meaning that they might have a lot of, for example, loans that they have to pay off, or they may have to cut ties with certain friends or certain habits. It all depends on what the situation is if you already have somebody, but they have other stuff that is in the way that is distracting them from wanting to settle down with you. But regardless, I see you still being happy. It's like you don't care what's going on with your person, because you can see that they're going through something, but you're not letting that affect your own joy here. Back of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. It's like, yes, you'll wait for them patiently, but right now, because you're just feeling so good, you're not really caring. Well, it's not that you don't care about your person. It's just like you're not going to let all of that get you down. You actually have a lot of patience for this. In fact, I don't think I did this for all the other piles. I'm going to do a past, present, future for you here. Oh, interesting. I cut the deck to the Magician and the Chariot. If I was to see the Magician as you, it's like you're going to move forward regardless of where your person is or not, because you understand that your love life is not everything. You still have your own things to get through. You still have your own stories to complete. So you're going to wait for them. They're going to be, you know, the relationship will remain as it is, and you're going to continue doing whatever you're doing and wait for them to catch up to you, should you feel that they are, you know, worthy here. But I feel at the same time you're focusing on you. But let's go ahead and do, I feel like you both are. Like, you're content with what's going on, but your person may not be. Let's go ahead and do past, present, future of the progression of this particular situation in the next chapter of your love life. 3 of Wands, progressing forward with the plans that you made. Because like I said, I feel like if you have somebody, you might want to do something here that solidifies that you will be together for the long term. So I feel like you'll make plans with your person if you know they're meant to be with you. And if they're not, well, I feel like it's just letting them go. All right, pile 4, we have the World. Like I said, this card has come out for the majority of the piles in this reading, letting me know that everybody is feeling amazing. Romantically, everybody is just feeling complete with or without a person. Especially without a person, I think. Let's go ahead and get your next card. King of Wands. Your person is leveling up. Look. Because here you are, the Queen of Wands, and this Page of Wands will become a King of Wands. Don't be surprised if your person has like a very fast and accelerated speed of leveling up here. Like, I feel like their growth is going to be exponential. It could be that 1 week they're just, you know, not great. Maybe they lost a job. Maybe they're just feeling down and low. And then literally 2 weeks later, boom, they land a job that is going to make them like 6 figures and up. Something along those lines. Whoever your person is, they're quite interesting, because the Emperor, especially with that Magician that popped up back of the deck, 9 of Cups. Yeah, it's like a wish is coming true, or manifesting the impossible almost. Whoever your person is, whether they're coming in or whether you have them, and if you already have them, I think you know this, they're capable of manifesting quite literally anything. I feel like they're going to be empowered by how they see you just be joyous and happy with everything that you have, even if on the outside you're not really doing much, or maybe it seems like it's like this would be that person that sees somebody who may not have much, but they're very happy and they're very, like, their life is amazing. Like, they may live in a tiny house in a small place and they may not make a lot of money, but they're happy. So they're inspired by that. It's like, if you can be like that, having what you have, then I know I can make a lot more and take us somewhere further. If you already have a person, I think you know who this is, and don't be surprised by the amazing things that come through. I feel like you either manifest this for them, or they manifest through you, or maybe you manifest together. If you don't already have somebody, if this is somebody new coming in, again, you may not even see them at their low point. So when you meet them, they might already have a lot, but it will surprise you to know what their background is and what they came from. Because this person, once they have what they achieved, once they have what they set out to achieve, they're going to come through for you. And it's almost like, it's like I'm being shown fairy tales. It's like the prince coming after Cinderella after she lost her shoe, or oh, what's another one? Like, it's like finding out that the frog you kissed was a prince. That's what I'm being shown. I'm trying to think of a good example, but Disney doesn't really have this, where like the guy she ends up with actually ends up being very rich and very amazing. It's always the other way around. It's usually like the woman who always has the money, or Tiana working her butt off to make a restaurant for a prince who doesn't have money. You know, Disney, I think we need to step it up. I think we need better princes. Come at me in the comments if you want. I think Disney needs better princes. But anyway, it's kind of like finding out that somebody you've been with actually lands something really amazing here. It's like this, if you've been in a relationship with your person forever and you love them, of course, for what's going on inside and for their friendship, you love them for them, you know, and then suddenly they come into a lot of money and it's like, oh wow, that's great, now we have the resources to do whatever we want. That's what I'm being shown. It could also be the other way around. This could be you coming into this, but I feel like you're already making this. I feel like this is you having the abundance that you want and or need regardless of your person. So you both kind of level up with each other, which is amazing, because that way you don't have to be codependent on each other financially. But yeah, very interesting tidbit coming through for you, pile 4. I feel like all this happy energy is just a result of you really working on yourself. And because you decide to work on yourself, like, this is law of attraction. You're calling in all the amazing things that you were denying yourself before, maybe that you didn't Sorry, that you didn't realize you were denying yourself before. Sometimes I don't know how to English, but let's go ahead and get your closing cards. These are going to be the Cupid Says cards for channeled messages from your person, their higher self, or maybe even your higher self pile 4. These could also be spirit coming through to talk to you about what's going on romantically, the next chapter of your love life, which so far seems pretty amazing. I feel like the only problem might be your person, but even then, they're going to be inspired by you. So for my pile 4, we have Rise and Rise Again. Yeah, it's like no matter what knocks you down, you get back up to twice as strong. We have Don't Go Back, letting me know that you don't... If you have an old way of thinking or an old mindset where it's very easy for you to get in a downward spiral of negative thinking, don't go back. You may catch yourself in this from time to time. So just, I feel like acknowledging when it happens or when it starts is going to be key here, pile 4. But I know you've been doing the work on yourself to better yourself, so I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. We have Darling, This Feels So Right. Oh my goodness, I love it. If you already have a person, yeah, they just adore you. And whoever new is coming in, they're gonna fall for you so hard. I know it's love, but, and a big but here, because like I said, there's something in the way of either your current person trying to get to the next level with you, or the new person, like, I don't think there's going to be a hesitation if it's a new person. I feel like you're just going to both go for each other. We have Keep Your Head Up and Look Forward. Yeah, you're just looking forward, looking to the future, looking toward the now and the future. With This Doesn't Feel Right, I'm going to clarify this one. Why would you think? Say that. It's kind of like when you get in that negative mindset, I feel like this goes over here. When you start getting that negative mindset, or when you start getting the negative feelings, when you start that doubt, when you start feeling that doubt setting in, you're going to start asking yourself why. It's like, wait a minute, why am I feeling the doubt? Why am I feeling like this? What's going on? Is this me, or am I being affected by the things around me? I feel like you're not going to allow yourself to be impacted by the negativity around you. It's kind of like you've come too far to be like this. You're not going to allow people to cling to your energy. You're not going to allow people's negative moods to affect your own, because again, those are their moods and not yours. And you can love somebody as much as you want, but that doesn't mean you're going to let them bring you down. You have to stay afloat so you can help them up once they're ready for that help, is what I'm hearing. So you're going to start asking yourself when you feel negative feelings, it's like, is it me, or am I just reacting to a trigger I didn't realize I have? Very proud of everybody in this pile. Everybody in this reading has been doing a lot of healing. I'm very proud of everybody. I'm going to get one more just because I feel like it. Yeah, stop asking. Okay, I'll take that as a sign. No more cards. But if you've been doing a lot of tarot readings on YouTube especially, it could be time for a break, pile 4. I feel like this is outside of whatever this is. It might be time for a break, and come back whenever you're ready. Maybe just come back for monthlies and etc. But yeah, I feel like to the moon and back. Some amazing things are coming up for you, and maybe you should stop asking the tarot so much because they want it to be a surprise as well. It's like, don't ruin your own future right now by trying to see what's in it. A lot of it is meant to be a surprise. So this is where I leave you, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and thank you for this infectious, happy energy. Like, this is exactly what I needed at the end of the day. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I am sending you and everybody involved so much love. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose this cute little soapstone owl, then we have a reading here for you about the next chapter of your love life. Fun fact, this pile almost didn't happen, but I was contemplating it and I was like, I need a fifth pile for this particular reading. So there's something unexpected coming your way for sure, or maybe something that almost didn't happen. And I feel like it might be a last minute decision as well. It all depends on what's going on here. This is not a real candle, by the way. This is a fake little wax candle. In case you see me touching this, or in case there's like a thing over it. This is not a real candle. It's just for the ambiance. That one is though. So you might be discerning between what is real and what is not, or what is, what might be worth your time, or what might be, I feel like you might have a decision as well, an unexpected decision. depending on the situation. But let's go ahead and look at the cards you chose, starting with the ones from the opening, and then we're going to go into the oracles to see what the gist of your next chapter in love is. And this is regardless of whether you are single or in a connection. I will read it for both. But we have 555. I am optimistic. A major shift is about to come into your life experience and change your path's direction. Be open and stay positive. Like I said, it's like you're choosing between two paths, or you're choosing between like maybe a path of authenticity and a path of not being so honest. I think it all depends. Let's go ahead and look at your other card. We have true love. The person you have in mind has pure love and good intentions for you. This person really loves you from the bottom of their heart. This relationship is based on genuine feelings for one another. So if you already have a partner, I feel like there is true love here. There's genuine love between you and your person. And if you are currently single, the next person who's going to come in will have genuine love and affection for you. I feel like there will be no games. There will be no what ifs or but ifs. No gray area, no situationship. I think it's just going to be a very straightforward relationship that you're going to have coming up next. And if you're currently in a situationship, it could be that the person you have a thing with right now could have true love for you, but there might be a little bit more to that, because let's face it, that situation is already complicated. So I feel like regardless of where we're going, of where it's at here, pile 5, there's true love. Let's go ahead and get your cards, starting with the self-care oracle. For my pile 5. Oh, and I forgot, you are pile 5. You have 555. So that's definitely a lucky number for you. Something might happen around 5 p.m. for you as well. Or maybe even 5:55 p.m. to be exact. We have 37 music. So the music you're listening to right now is very important. You could be somebody who has that psychic music thing where you will get very random songs stuck in your head that are trying to convey a message to you psychically. I know I get that a lot. Not the songs that get, well, maybe sometimes the songs that get stuck in your head are trying to tell you something as well, but mostly it's, messages through music. We also have looking for fairies, or look for fairies. Yeah, that is present tense, look for fairies. I feel like you have to be, I'm being told to take this card, and I read it in many, many ways, because every path is different. Every pile is different. Yeah, some of you are at a crossroads, I'm hearing. So look for fairies. Look for signs of magic. Look for all the signals that the universe is trying to convey to you. I feel like you've been getting messages or signs, and you've been either not paying attention or not looking out for them, or you could be ignoring them if you feel that they are signs. It all depends on what it is, because it's kind of like the universe has been trying to give you hints and little nudges here and there, but either you're not seeing it, or you're ignoring it, or it might just be going over your head. So I feel like we're trying to discern, we're trying to get some clarity here, is what I'm feeling in the next chapter of your love life. Back of the deck is aromatherapy, so something about a particular perfume or scent could be important, or maybe a particular scent could also be a like a little psychic hint or nudge. I get this sometimes because I will at random start smelling certain smells that I'll only smell in like certain parts of the world. Like sometimes I'll smell the water of Florida. I know that sounds weird, but Florida has a very distinct smell. Same thing with places like Louisiana, places with water, places with very unique water have that scent. Or sometimes I'll smell like the aromas of like my parents' hometown in Mexico. Like it's so specific, and that's how I know that like my grandparents are thinking of me, or it could be a hint that I might be going sometime there this year, because I never really go when I never really know when I'm going. I just tend to decide to tag along with my family. So it all depends here. So look out for signs that I feel the universe is trying to send you. I'm also thinking that the next person that will come into your life will have a distinct smell, like a smell you'll never forget, because every time you smell it, you'll think of them. And if you have a partner, they might have a particular perfume or cologne that they wear. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. But yeah, I feel like the next chapter of your life is going to be a bit unexpected. Even though the universe has been dropping hints here and there, it's going to be unexpected. Maybe that's why you're deciding not to notice them. We have sweetness. I have been throwing cards on accident in my readings lately. I don't know why, but we have sweetness. So there's definitely a very sweet period coming up for you. We have mystery and energy. So you have a great blend of both sweetness and mystery to you, and the energy that you project out into the world is very, when I get this card energy, I get like a magnetism that you naturally possess. So if you're single right now, I feel like it's amazing. This is really going to draw in somebody who is very spellbound by your sweetness and or your mystery. You could have both of these sides as well. Maybe one day you decide to be a little bit more sweet and the next day you decide to be a little bit more mysterious. And this is going to do well for those of you who are single or who are not quite single in that situationship phase. I feel like this if you're currently casually dating someone, this mixture between sweetness and mystery is kind of keeping them hooked. Like they come for your sweetness, but they stay for the mystery. Or maybe they come for the mystery and stay for the sweetness, depending on the situation. But the one constant here is your energy. Your energy is just something to behold. I feel like it's very magnetizing to people. Like people can't help but be drawn into whatever it is that you have to say, whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like they're really loving being around you. I love getting this card for readings like this. Let's go ahead and get your archetype cards. No, let's get the rest of them first, because the archetypes are going to be you and your person. So for my pile 5, we have fulfillment 35. The number 35 here could be important. I have to block this out because her booty is showing. Well, I might just block most of the card because there's a man in this tub. So fulfillment is letting me know you are definitely going to have somebody in the next chapter of your life. If you already have someone, this is just confirmation that the next chapter of your love life is going to be one where you get to really do stuff together and be with each other and actually like live with each other, especially if you have like a long distance partner, or if you both are always busy with whatever your daily thing is, whether it's work, kids, etc. I feel like the next chapter of your life, you're definitely devoting to spending some quality time together with fulfillment here. This is also Lilith, so there's a little bit of your feminine energy coming to the forefront here. Either you're using that dark feminine energy to really pull somebody here if you're single, or you're using it to like, I mean, I don't want to say you're going to spellbind your partner, but like this could also be the case. Like I feel like your partner is going to be very unnaturally drawn to you for whatever reason. If you have a particular perfume, maybe you're using like the pheromone perfumes that are like supposedly supposed to really, you know, entice your partner. But regardless, I feel like some of you are really just, you're tapping into that feminine energy, or even the dark femme, or a combination of both here, depending on what it is that you want to convey. And you're just having the time of your life. I feel like the next chapter in your love life is actually going to be very romantic. Very romantic. You could also be actually attending music festivals if you want to take this more literally, or enjoying music together, going to concerts. With Look for Fairies, I am thinking about having fun dates, like dates where you just decide to, I don't know, go for a walk around the park at night, or even go out for maybe like a sweet treat, since we do have sweetness. I'm seeing a lot of late night walks and a lot of late night dates, cafes, things like that, just cute things. It's a very cute energy that I'm picking up on as well, pile 5. Almost like a rom-com, but better because it doesn't have all the you know, silly tropes that a rom-com may have. But lots of sweetness here, regardless of whether you are in a connection or not. For my singles, you're definitely going to have somebody coming in to want to romance you. Again, they're just very drawn in by you. I am hearing, and this is very odd, but it's worked for me. Even though the ringing in my, no, the right ear. The ringing in my right ear is confirming this. Go to a perfume place. It doesn't even have to be an expensive perfume. It could be whatever price, but definitely look for an aroma or a scent. And I'm hearing you have to set the intention that whatever scent this is, you're going to use to draw in a particular person. Well, not specific. I'm not saying to like choose a person and that's your target. No, I'm saying on a more broad term, it's like, I'm going to get this perfume, and with this one, I'm going to meet my next person. That's what I'm hearing for those who are single. Or if you're already in a relationship, I'm going to get a perfume, and this is going to be the next era of our love life. So There's definitely a perfume here that is going to be important. For example, I went to Ulta one day and just decided to get a new perfume. I decided to be a feel adult, quote, quote, and get like a fancy perfume. And I'd never really bought one before. I used to just be gifted them for like Christmas and birthdays and whatever. But I decided to buy one. And I chose it because of the bottle and because it smelled very sweet. And I didn't really, I was just kind of playing around. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna meet my next man with this one. I was literally joking to myself. I was like, whatever. But I actually did, and this person actually ended up being into colognes and perfumes as well, so I thought that was funny. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's something to talk about. So yeah, I feel like some of you could set the intention with whatever scent you decide to purchase next. Put an intent to it. If even for something that's not love, if you want to use that perfume to be your empowering perfume to, I don't know, move on to the next chapter of your career or move somewhere new, it's like you can take on a whole new identity with this new particular scent. I don't know why I'm going on at length about this. Maybe some of you are really looking for a new scent and you kind of need advice on that. All right, let's get your animal card. We have penguins, authentic. What did I say? We're discerning what's true and what's fake, what's real and what's fake. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. You're definitely taking people by surprise, especially in your love life. I'm not sure why. Either it's because you've decided to take a chance on somebody people wouldn't typically associate you with, and or maybe you're actually just stepping out there and dating again, for those of you who have been single for a long time. And if you have a partner, you and your partner are surprising the people around you. I feel like in general, you're embracing your uniqueness and the surprise aspect of love in general. I'm really loving this energy. It's very positive. It's like because you're deciding to be true to yourself, you're actually bringing in like a better what's the word, energy of love. You're bringing in a better story of love, a better time for love is what I'm hearing as well. It's very interesting. The wintertime could be important because I associate penguins with the cold, but that's only if that resonates with you, of course. Let's go ahead and get your last cards, which are the archetype cards, and I'm gonna pick two. This can either be you and your person if you already have one, or it could be you and the person you're going to be with next. And if you don't, and it could also be you, both cards could be you depending on the situation. But let's go ahead and get them to see what's going on in the next chapter, pile 5. We have Anima Mundi. I like this. This is a card of finality. It's like final form in this particular deck. So some of you are kind of coming to a very nice, I don't want to say a conclusion, but the next chapter of your life is going to be something that is going to feel very pivotal. And let's get one more. The heart. Oh, this is a perfect card to get in this particular reading. You're definitely tapping into your heart chakra. You're definitely overflowing and embodying a lot of aspects of love here. And honestly, I feel like you're not going to be alone in this next chapter of your love life, pile 5, including my singles. You're definitely meeting somebody. You're definitely getting to know somebody a little bit closer. If you're in a situationship, it wouldn't surprise me if they decided to take it a little bit more seriously, or if they somehow fell off and then you found someone who was like absolutely perfect for you. So regardless, you're not going to be alone in this next chapter of your life, pile 5, because in all these cards that have people, there's somebody else in them. There's 2 fairies here. There's 2 people making music. There's a whole little family of penguins here. The true love has 2 people. This card has a lady back here and some guy in a bathtub. The only one where it's alone is this aromatherapy. And I could also take this card to mean the manifestation of something to come next in your love life, because it's like you have to go through something on your own. This could be past energy. I feel like you've already gone through something. You decided on something that is very true to you. For example, the perfume you want to use or something here. This is just an example. It doesn't have to be that literal. But because you've decided to embrace and embody something that is very true to your nature, like something good is coming into your life. And I feel like it's going to be mostly romantic. It's going to be other areas of your life as well, because like you've opened a path to something you didn't realize you could open the path to. Because I keep seeing this image of walking through like a very elaborate garden, and there's like this one gate and it goes into a special part of the garden, and it's like, oh well, I can go through here, and you just happen to have the key, or you manage to get in somehow depending on how you get in, and then you open it and there's like a whole beautiful little, like a little area to sit down and have tea and look at beautiful fruits hanging off a tree, and there's like, I'm seeing rabbits for some reason all over the place. So it could also be a very fertile next chapter of your life. Take that how you want it to resonate. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have, you know, children, but fertile can also mean that there's going to be a lot of abundance, a lot of good energy, a lot of fun as well. But I do feel you're going to have a sense of completion here. I guess this is why I had to have a number 5, because nothing against the previous piles, but I felt like there was one pile that really has a lot. You've done the work, pile 5. You have a lot going for you. So it's like, of course, the universe is going to respond to your amazing energy and all the hard work you've done on yourself to bring in something good for you. This is the next chapter of your love life. And for some of you, it could even be considered the final chapter of a particular book of your love life. So I feel like after this, like things are not going to be the same anymore. You're ending a cycle, you're ending a particular pattern, you've done the work for it. Everything going forward is going to be very different because it can't help but change. You've done something and it's like you can't go back to the way you used to be depending on what it is. So pile 5, I want to congratulate you. You've done a lot of good work for yourself. The number 3 could be important as well, because I know we have 555, but we have 37, 33, and 31 here. So 3 could be important. Some of you could be going from 30 to 31 or 37. And then this is LXXVIII. So, gosh, what is that, 68? 68 or 78, whichever one that is. But let's go ahead and move on to the tarot pile 5, because honestly, I'm loving the energy here. I'm loving all the sweetness that just crept out of nowhere. I'm glad I took the chance to make this very last pile. And maybe for some of you, you're actually taking a chance on something. Like I said, you're taking a chance on something you typically wouldn't, and it's going to be very fruitful for you, at least in terms of romance, at least in terms of dating. You're gonna end up with something that is that's very lovely. So we're going to do the tarot section in 3 parts. The first part is going to be what's going on externally in the next chapter of your love life. The second part is going to be what's going on internally and or mentally, emotionally. And the third part is going to be your person, whether you have one or not. So let's go ahead. Well, your person if you already have one, and the next person coming in if you are single. So let's go ahead and get your cards for my pile 5. If I call you pile 3 on accident, that's probably because of the number 3 that was in your oracles. You could also be called to pile 3. That's not going to be for everybody. I don't remember that pile, but I want to say, yeah, if you come from pile 3, hello. And if you were called to pile 3 originally, you might want to go back to that. But I feel like a lot of you would be here after pile 3, if that makes any sense. So externally, you are very much in control, in charge of your life. You feel that you are capable of anything. There is nothing stopping you. If you have been working on your masculine energy or any father wounds, masculine wounds, I feel like you've overcome them, or you're at least at peace with them now. You're also looking very masculine, even if you're feminine, even if you're a woman, because you've decided to embrace like a more commanding presence in a room, or maybe even more. This is like wearing suits or wearing athletic clothing that you would quote, quote, typically associate with like male activities or things that are more dominant. It doesn't have to be the case. Some of you could be wearing more leather as well. That's only going to be a few of you, of course. For example, if you ride motorcycles, you might decide to get a nice leather jacket, but then you're like, oh, I actually like this, and you wear it like year round instead, or whenever it gets cold. So on the outside, you're coming off as more, you have a very commanding presence. We also have the 8 of Cups. People are seeing you leave things in situations that you just do not care for. And I think something about this is empowering them as well. For example, they could witness you just not putting up with somebody's BS or somebody's crap, and they're just like, wow, pile 5 is one that is not to be messed with, which is very interesting. And maybe some people have never seen this side of you. Again, it's having healed that masculine wound that is like, it's making you act and think, I don't really need this, so I can walk away whenever and be just fine. This could be a past relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a work situation even, depending on what the situation is. Let's go ahead and see something else. We have the Three of Pentacles. So a lot of you are spending more time at work. So people are seeing you being very hardworking. It could also be collaborations. Maybe you're collaborating with somebody on something here. This could be, especially if you have social media, you could be like doing a collaboration with either another company or with people. And how this all fits into your love life, I feel like you're not focusing on your love life. So because you're working on these things, like somebody will notice, or as you're doing these things, somebody will come in. But people are seeing you really just work hard. Another way to see the Three of Pentacles is you could be, your friends could be involved in your love life. Like maybe they're setting you up with somebody, or you get to meet somebody through friends, or if you already have a partner, you could just be getting to know their friends a little bit more, or even going to like their workplace and getting to know their co-workers. It's kind of like you become part of an ensemble or a team through your partner if you already have one. Or they're seeing how much you add value to like a group of friends or something here. Especially with that Emperor energy, you're very much in command. We also have strength. So you are coming off quite literally very strong. I don't think I've been censoring this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it here because she's got a little side boob going on. But we're going to, people are really just seeing you as hard to ignore. Because when I think of strength, I think of the lion and the lady taming a lion. And if you were to see a lady taming a lion out on the street, you wouldn't be able to look away. But you'd also have an admiration for what she's doing. It's like, that's not easy to do. That takes a lot of courage and a lot of patience. So people have seen your journey, or maybe they're aware of it, or maybe they're seeing you overcome something quite publicly. Maybe you're even sharing this on like online, if you have an online presence, a social media presence, and people are very proud of you. I feel like your friends are definitely very proud of you overcoming something. It's like you're so focused on being this like a role model and or a leader that you're not really paying attention to all the things that are coming into your love life. Like I said, you have a very magnetic quality, and I feel like whoever is coming in is very drawn to this. And if you have a partner, they're just really admiring everything you do here. But let's go ahead and get the internal things, even though I feel like a lot of this is also a result of you being very emotionally and mentally healed or healing through something. I hope I said that right. It's the end of the day and my mind's a little bit all over the place. So for my pile 5, what's going on with them emotionally and mentally? We've got the Two of Pentacles. You're balancing things out. I'll elaborate that in a moment. We have the Two of Swords, lots of twos. You're definitely at like a moment and place and time right now where you just want complete peace and complete balance. When I see two, I think of balancing. And with Two of Swords, you're deciding you don't really need to say much. You might be a little bit withdrawn. It's kind of giving Hermit energy. Let me get the rest of the cards. We have the Nine of Cups. I'm not surprised. Every single pile has a sense that they are very emotionally and mentally fulfilled and happy. Every single pile has had a similar card like this. So this is letting me know that you feel you don't need anybody, but if you have somebody, you're more than happy to take them on if they're going to add to your life or if it's going to be something very positive. And the Queen of Swords. So look, you have done a lot of work and it shows. You've done a lot of work on yourself because the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, you're balancing a lot of aspects of yourself, mostly mentally. I feel like especially if you're somebody that you're aware that you can spiral out of control with your way of thinking, especially with like negative thoughts, you're making it a point to put yourself in a positive mindset, to take the time for yourself to either meditate or do breathing exercises, to do something for yourself that you know is going to get yourself in a better mental state. With the Two of Pentacles, you could even be balancing out like how much time you spend like working out versus being more, what's the word? I don't want to say lazy, but you know, sitting around doing not much. It's like you're balancing out certain things here. You're balancing out healthy food with junk food. and you're balancing out just all kinds of things. You're making it a point to stay within the parameters of what is good for you. Because I'm not here to tell you what's good and bad. It's more like you understand what is good for you, what is good for your emotional space, what's good for your mental space. And because you're taking the time to focus on your well-being emotionally and mentally, internally, you're actually becoming this Queen of Swords energy. I feel like you're filling yourself with wisdom and you're allowing yourself to nurture yourself through wisdom. You could be like, you could have a moon in an air sign. So that would be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. I love my moon in air signs, by the way. I think they're the people I get along with the most, ironically, because I have moon in Pisces. But that's because they balance me out. Like, I'm a very emotional person. So when I find an emotional the placement of emotions, the moon, with air qualities, I feel like it balances me out. So I feel like you're really good at being able to talk yourself down out of things that you know are not good for you. You're good at talking yourself up into things that are good for you, and vice versa. And with the Nine of Cups, it's kind of a wish fulfillment. So you really are overcoming some mental struggles that you've had for a long time, maybe even emotional ones. Maybe you've had either depression or anxiety, and you're really doing the work here. On top of going to, like, you know, on top of doing all the small exercises and doing whatever a mental health professional may be advising to you, you're really taking it to heart. And because you're focusing on yourself and balancing yourself out, you're bringing in better things, if that makes sense. I feel like you're relying a lot more on your logic and on your critical thinking. And I know that doesn't seem like it's going to be like the best thing, but for somebody who, if you've been somebody who's struggled a lot with the way your mind and your emotions can spiral out of control, this is actually the biggest win ever. I think you would understand. I don't want to share too much of my past, but I know I wasn't always in the space that I am right now. So whenever I do overcome a certain mentality or a way of thinking that I know used to send me out of, that would make me spiral out of, into a negative spiral back in the days, I see that now, and I make it a point to tell myself how proud I am that I have overcome that. You know, it's hard to say because I don't like to share that part of myself, at least not in a public space like this. But when you know you've overcome certain mental struggles and you see how far you've come, it just makes you feel better about yourself, and you know that you can take charge, you can take care of yourself, that you are great. This is part of the reason you feel you don't need anybody. And yet I feel like you will draw in somebody because of this. So I'm not surprised that we're focusing a lot on you in this particular tarot section, pile 5, because look at all the work you've done. Look at how far you've come. I am so proud of you. Your guides are so proud of you. The universe is proud of you. And you should be proud of yourself above all. Let's go ahead and get cards for your person, though. But I promise you, if they know about this, they also are very proud of you for it. We have 6 of Swords. We have 7 of Swords. We have the 4 of Cups. The Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. So, you know how I told you that you used to, like, you may have had a history of, like, either mental illness or maybe just anxiety, like depression, anxiety, or something along those lines. If not that, then I feel like you may have had similar leanings in the past. I feel like whoever's coming in, they have a similar thing going on, or they have overcome very similar things. The 6 of Swords and 4 of Cups lets me know that they moved on from something physically, but emotionally they may still not be there. And with the 7 of Swords, they may even keep this secret. I feel like they have a mask that they don't want to take off right away. But then we have the Hierophant, and underneath that, the Queen of Cups. Whoever this person is, especially if they are coming in, not if you currently have a person, well, I guess this could be them as well. It's kind of like, because they learn through you with the Hierophant, they see and they learn the things that you do. They see and take notice of all the things that you've gone through. Maybe you even tell them exactly how you got over certain situations, or how you cope with things whenever things are not great. I feel like they see you and maybe even feel you energetically psychically whenever you are going through something. Whoever this person is, they're very attuned to your emotions here with the Queen of Cups. But I really do feel that they absolutely love you because of this, because of your mind, because of your mentality, because how you're able to overcome certain things here. It's kind of like they love watching you grow. They love watching you blossom. They love your journey. And this person really does see you on in a very spiritual sense. When we have the Queen of Cups here, she is, to me at least, one of the more spiritual queens in the minor arcana. So it's kind of like they feel you emotionally. They feel everything you go through. You might have an experience with them where you share like a very deep story, or you bond over some shared trauma or a similar trauma. Not shared, well, maybe shared, depends how long you've known this person. I feel like they see you just be a very strong person, and they absolutely adore and admire you for this. It's kind of like because they learned through you how to be a better person, that they learn to love you as well. You really do teach them in all the things that you do, not just basic stuff like, I don't know, how to how to cook or something. You teach them how to take better care of themselves, how to love themselves a little bit more. What I'm seeing, and this is a very specific example, it's kind of like, let's say you both you witness them with their friends or maybe with their family, and you see that somebody is like putting them in their, trying to put them in their place, or trying to say something about your person, and then you stand up for your person. Or if you don't stand up for them, you might, pull them to the side and be like, why are you letting them talk to you like that? You deserve so much better than that. They shouldn't be taking advantage of you like that. They shouldn't be talking to you like that. It's kind of like you give your person pep talks, and because of this, they understand that you truly care about them, and that's how they learn to love you, if that makes any sense. Or that's how they fall in love with you a little bit more every day, because you are part of their team, is what I'm hearing. You are part of their team, and they absolutely like that you're not just somebody that they are absolutely in love with, but that you are also a good friend to them, that you are in general a good person. And they just feel very lucky to have you. It's like, who else picks them up when they're feeling down? It's you. Whether you try to do that directly or not, I feel like they're just very inspired by you. They feel very safe with you with the Six of Swords here. The Six of Swords is a card of safety, and not just like comfort. It's like you take them away to somewhere better. They feel like you've come in to kind of help them out with something that they feel that they could never have overcome before. And the Seven of Swords, I feel like there will be a secret revealed here, or they might tell you something that they don't really tell everybody else. Because the Seven of Swords, at least in this reading, I'm being told is the mask that they decide to keep on. And I'm glad I chose this deck, because even in this picture, you can see he's wearing a mask here behind all these swords. Like he's trying to not get caught, not get noticed. And I think he's even wearing a cape. No, those are wings. Well, I thought it was a cape. He's trying to be Batman. No. But yeah, it's like Batman deciding to be Bruce Wayne around you. This is how your person is. Like, to everybody else, there's something else. And maybe they decide to keep up that fake persona for protective reasons, or for whatever it is. It's their own coping mechanism. I don't feel that you judge them for it, but you really do like that you get to be the one person that they are honest with when they can't really be honest with everybody else around them, for whatever reason it could be. Maybe they're a very public person and they can't be very honest with everybody else. But this person truly adores you. And I do feel whoever your person is, whoever you are with right now, you may end up going somewhere. The Six of Swords can also be travel, specifically travel over water, or maybe, again, I'm thinking about the dates. You could go like on a date where there's a boat involved, or maybe there's like a body of water around. Take that only if it resonates. There is a lot of water here with your person. So I really do feel like their emotions are going to be stirred, and they might have, I feel like they're going to have a very interesting conversation with you that's going to change the trajectory of your relationship, whether you are with them or not, or if there's somebody new. I feel like there's going to be deeper feelings here. Their feelings for you are definitely getting deeper, is what I'm feeling, regardless. So very interesting. I kind of do want to see a past, present, future. I didn't do this for all the piles, but just because I was getting more a landscape of your inner workings in this particular tarot spread, pile 5, I want to do something a little bit more on the surface level, just because I feel like that's what you came here for. So pile 5, what's up next in their love life? We have the Ace of Pentacles, so we do have the solid foundation for something to last a while or a long time. This could also I keep mentioning pregnancy in all of my videos, and I am so sorry, but I feel like my viewership is becoming of that age where they really are seriously considering having children, or maybe trying to have children. So again, if I say this, you can ignore it. This is very optional. For those of you who know, you know. And then for those of you who don't want kids, this is not, you know, this is not what's going to happen for you. But regardless, you are starting something here that is going to last you a lifetime. It could be that mindset. It could be something with your person as well. Let's go ahead and get the next card. We have the Ace of Wands. Definitely lots of spicy time for you. Definitely lots of physical attraction between you and your person as well. Even if you've been with them for a long time, maybe you're going to get like, maybe you'll start dressing up a little bit nicer, or maybe you'll get a makeover. Maybe they'll get a makeover. I feel like there's something here where you just both get physically attracted to each other all over again. Or maybe that's never quite really left and it just feels new every time. But yeah, you're definitely setting your plans into motion here. And we also have the Ace of Cups, a renewal in love. 3 aces. Is that a jackpot? I think it's a jackpot, pile 5. And you did have 555. So you are definitely very lucky in this next chapter of your love life. And I'm absolutely loving this for you. It's kind of like, again, it's unexpected. And even hitting a jackpot can be unexpected, you know. I feel like you go to a casino and you kind of expect to maybe win a little bit, maybe lose a little bit. But no one ever really expects to win big. Even people who do, I feel like they are always surprised by it. So I feel like the next chapter of your love life is going to be really amazing. It's going to feel very lucky, especially because I think in the past you really felt that you were lacking something or that you weren't enough. So now it's like cash in all your chips because yeah, you won, or you're winning in this next chapter. And for a lot of you, it might be a whole new book because the aces all represent a new beginning in something. So yeah, I'm loving this energy for you, pile 5. Let's go ahead and move on to your closing cards, your closing advice. And thank you again for being here and letting me read for you. I enjoy your viewership. I enjoy the comments and all the positive feedback that I get from everyone. And of course, I love reading energy like this. It gives me hope for myself. But let's go ahead and get your Cupid Says cards. These are going to be channeled messages either from your higher self or your person's higher self. Things they wish you could say to you. These could also just be from spirit if there's anything that you need to know. So for my pile 5, we have Stop Asking. For those of you who have been obsessively like watching tarot videos for answers to something, or maybe just asking psychics or something, I feel like the reason you should stop asking is because yes, it's happening and it's coming for you. Like it's on its way. Whatever's happening is happening and it's on its way. Don't trust everything you hear. Yeah, because what I'm seeing is like, you know how when you watch so many tarot videos that I feel like the messages can be a little bit, sometimes they're all very similar and they can be confirming something. But what I'm seeing is that sometimes when you watch too many videos and they're all about very different things, the messages can get muddled and confused. So, and it also depends on the reader and like their own viewership or what their particular thing is. Because I have noticed, and look, I love all kinds of tarot readers. I love all kinds of tarot readings. I feel like depending on the situation and the reader themselves, or even the kind of people that they read for, they may not be the one for you. So this is just spirit reminding you to be very discerning about tarot videos in general, and this includes me. If I'm not the one for you, I don't take it personally. I hope you find what you're looking for, but this is definitely don't trust everything you hear. Another thing I'm seeing is, again, you might be meeting their friends, you might be involved in the community at large, so don't trust what everybody has to say about your person, because you definitely know your person on a different level. Like, yes, listen to what they have to say, but don't take it to heart, because I feel like whatever people are saying in general, this is like a very general thing, not even romantic wise, whatever people are saying is a reflection of what is going on within them and of what they do themselves. So don't trust everything you hear from everybody. This is just a reflection of themselves. We have That's the One. So for some of you, you could be meeting the one, or meeting somebody that you know you can go the distance with here. We have Rise and Rise Again. Yeah, you've definitely risen from the deep depths of your dark nights of the soul here, pile 5. We have The End is Near. The end specifically of this chapter of your love life. Like, I feel, or in general, this like the, if not the chapter, then the book of this love life, because you have a whole volume set. Yours is like a trilogy or something here. You have that 5-book set that you want to buy, but this is the end of a particular book because you're writing a whole new story, a whole new tale here. And be patient. Always be patient. I feel like whatever's coming through next, it might take some time, or maybe the way it pans out is going to be a little bit longer than you want it to be. Back of the deck, I think about us a lot. Yeah, because somebody here can't stop thinking about you, and I feel like something is going to come to the surface. There could be a truth revealed here as well, because we did have that 7 of Swords. So maybe that's what the don't trust everything you hear is. If you're asking around about your person, I wouldn't. Because some people want to paint a very particular picture of them to you, and it's not going to be very accurate. Like I said, whatever they are saying is a reflection of themselves as opposed to of what actually might be the truth. So this is where I leave you, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.